was a bit of a
Channel 12 Sports presents high school football action. Today, the 64th renewal of the football game between the Blue Wave of Darien and the New Canaan Rams. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Darien High School, and hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving. Oh, and Lou Marinelli just took a bath.
Touchdown, Darien! A great play by the senior quarterback.
The 5, touchdown, New Canaan! She lost it! It's recovered by Christian Trefone! And it's over! This one is gonna be done!
Owen Shin hitting the hole, and he's gone for a touchdown.
Punt over the middle. Touchdown, New Canaan. And that ball is picked off by New Canaan.
Forward, Drake dropping back. He's headed for the end zone. This ball deep on the near side is falling incomplete. No time left. That will do it. New Canaan wins the Turkey Bowl 12-7.
Two receivers to the right. Dahl, quick. Dahl over. Is he in? New Canaan celebrating. He is not in. New Canaan ball. The Rams stop the wave at the goal line.
The 20, the 10, Alex Benevento, touchdown! Alex Benevento with the opening play in the Turkey Bowl. A touchdown.
Esposito, here he goes, touchback, touchdown. How about a Thanksgiving hat trick for Andrew Esposito, his 3rd touchdown.
Everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to Dunning Stadium here in New Canaan for the Turkey Bowl. We have a little something special for you. It is our pregame show down here on the field. I'm Ryan Bell, joined alongside PJ Neville and Owen Heffron, and we did not go. You said 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dunning Stadium. Happy Thanksgiving. We are down on the field for our special edition of a little pregame show right now. I'm Ryan Bell, joined alongside Owen Heffron and PJ Neville. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. How are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think this is it's a great day. It's going to be a great game. I'm really excited between these two teams. It's always fun.
Always. I mean, what screams Thanksgiving more than football? And we got two longtime rivals here, the New Canaan Rams and Darien Blue Wave. New Canaan's really dominated the series. We'll get into that later, but I'm excited just like you guys today.
Yeah, no, you mentioned that. So let's get right into it with some of our graphics we got. First, we got to talk about these recent matchups, right? In recent history, this has been dominated by New Canaan, and PJ, you can go a little into that.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Rams have been dominating, as you see. 9 wins out of the last 10 matchups between these two teams. This includes Turkey Bowls and playoffs. So going back to Turkey Bowl 24, that one was in 2017. The Rams won 27-0. That one was at Boyle Stadium, along with Turkey Bowl 25 in 2018. That one, New Canaan was actually the underdog. 2019, it was kind of up in the air who's going to win that. And New Canaan came in and really dominated. Turkey Bowl 27, that one in 2021, of course. In 2020, it got canceled due to COVID. But in 2021, New Canaan was the underdog once again. Darien was the top team in the state, and New Canaan was able to knock them off. New Canaan, of course, was still a very strong team that year. But then in that same state playoff round, Darien did knock out the New Canaan Rams. And then going back to the other side of that graphic, New Canaan won all 5 straight of those. And, you know, coming into this game, it looks like New Canaan's the better team. But as we saw from, you know, probably almost half of those games is that Darien looked like the better team going into it and lost. So really, I think the best thing about the Turkey Bowl is that anything can happen. And, you know, even if Darien is 0-9 and New Canaan is 9-0, it doesn't matter. Darien could still knock them off any single year.
Yeah, and we talked to Coach Marinelli, too, yesterday, guys, and he said the same exact thing, PJ, that it doesn't matter. 29-1, New Canaan leads the all-time series, but it still doesn't matter no matter the record.
Yeah, so that was it for our recent matchups. Talk about the weather right now. It is beautiful. It's a nice little Thanksgiving morning. The sun is out, nice and crisp. But for a little more on that, we have Nisa Gall on the sideline to give us the weather. Neve.
It's a change of scenery here at Dunning Field this year. It's much warmer and it's less cold, wet, and rainy. It did rain last night, but the field's pretty dry today. You know, kickoff temperatures in the mid-40s. It's a good day for some Thanksgiving football. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Neve. And yeah, again, it's a perfect day for some football. That crisp, late November, it's in the air, and it's going to be an exciting one. So away from that, let's talk about the game a little bit. And obviously, injuries, you know, they happen all the time, all season for both these teams. Maybe more for New Canaan, more so than Darien. And for more on that, we have Claire Hickey down on the sideline to talk about some injuries. Claire.
Thanks, guys, and yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all enjoyed a little bit of that Pre-game show right before this. Let's get into the injuries. For New Canaan, we have 2 people not playing. James McInerney and Shane Whartonby, both out with knee injuries. And for the returners, we have Andrew Esposito, coming off a shoulder injury, but is ready to contribute to this team today. We also have Peter Brandt with a foot injury and Bennett Hegel with a lingering groin, but is ready to punt and kick today. Along with Darien, we have star senior captain Wes Scallon, who has been out since week 1 with a concussion. He has been punting, but today we got a little hint of him in warm-ups and look like he'll be back at safety. So that's it for the injuries. Everyone's a little bit banged up, but back to you guys.
Thanks, Claire. And yeah, I mean, PJ, we know it too well. James McInerney is like the Swiss Army knife for this Rams team. They're going to feel his absence today.
Yeah, and on Darien's side, Wes Scallon being back is huge. Hasn't played, like Claire mentioned, since week 1, dealing with the concussion. Only been punting, but he made actually 2 touchdown-saving tackles on Andrew Esposito last year in the Turkey Bowl. He ran for 4 yards, or 4 touchdowns, excuse me. Didn't really make a difference, but it's big for him to be there in the back end for Darien.
Yeah, so the injuries will play a key part in today's matchup. Let's talk about the offenses of both teams, and more specifically, the running backs. PJ, I'll start with you. It's the New Canaan man in the backfield. It's Henry Stein.
Yeah, Stein, a real hard-nosed runner, right? He's one of those runners for New Canaan that you love to have, and he's very, he fits the mold of a New Canaan running back, a guy who is not trying to break it outside every single play. He's going up the gut. He's trying to get 4 or 5 yards a pop. He's content with that. You see 1,023 scrimmage yards. 900 of those are on the ground, only 123, I think 124 in the air on 113 touches. He's almost averaging about, I think it's a little over 8 yards per carry, which is phenomenal. He leads the team in total touchdowns with 9. So Henry Stein, a phenomenal athlete, and really what you love to coach as a coach, I'm sure. Coach Nugent loves him and Coach Marinelli as well, because he's so hard-nosed and he loves to just pound it up the middle.
Yeah, but Owen Darien's got a guy in Rowan Levine.
Yeah, Rowan Levine is the senior running back for Darien, number 12. He only got 20 carries all of last year during his junior year. Now he's splitting with Liam Bortel. Liam Bortel does have more carries than Levine, but it's Levine with those explosive runs for Darien that's really made the difference in those games. He's also a receiving threat as well. Just a few weeks ago, he had 2 catches for over 20 yards. Both of them were touchdowns to add to the 4 total touchdowns for him. Bortel, the second back, did not have a good Turkey Bowl last year. 2 fumbles, 1 inside the 5-yard line. It was kind of the nail in the coffin for the Rams last year. But look for Levine to try to get through that New Canaan front 4 if he's able to work past that offensive line.
Yeah, and you see the Rams going back into the locker room. Let's keep it with the offense, and PJ, the receivers. New Canaan's got their guys. Andrew Esposito, the all-state man.
Yeah, how could you mention this New Canaan team without mentioning him? Of course, everyone knows he missed 2 games after a shoulder injury against Greenwich, but he came out last week, or 2 weeks ago, at Trumbull, and Coach Marinelli was telling us in our interview with him that he's good friends with the Trumbull coach, and he was like, oh, you're not actually going to play 14, right? He's like, oh, no, we'll give it a shot, because Esposito, he's so dedicated. He loves this team. He loves playing football, and you could see it, 509 receiving yards, 8 total touchdowns. He's right behind Henry Stein, and Esposito, when he's not catching a pass like he did last year in the Turkey Bowl, he's running it out of the jumbo set, and he's, pounding it up the gut, and on the goal line, or even, 4th and 1, maybe he'll break one. But Esposito, a true threat for the Rams.
Yeah, and Owen Darien's got the sneaky sophomore in Bruce Hopkins.
Yeah, Bruce Hopkins, both Esposito and Hopkins coming off of their season high in yards receiving. Hopkins with 6 receptions for 107 yards against Greenwich, one of the top teams in the state last game. So good for the sophomore. Had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown in that game. He's really become Chase Lane's go-to target, who we expect to start today. We'll get into that Darien quarterback situation in just a little bit. But yeah, number 10, the sophomore, Bruce Hopkins. Look out for him today.
So going from offense to defense, PJ, you can't talk about New Canaan football without mentioning the defense in Crystal Vestry. Tell me a little bit about them.
Yeah, this defense is their MO. You see 6.3 points allowed per game. And New Canaan, they actually let up a season-high amount of points in 13 last game against Trumbull, which is still ridiculous if 13 is the most points you're letting up in a season. And 16 sacks. They get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, 14 takeaways. They really do a good job punching the ball out, getting interceptions. This New Canaan defense is everywhere and headlined by Jack Kroll and Ryan Brooks. They are in on almost every single tackle. 2 of probably the best linebackers in the state. But this New Canaan defense are really, just crushing it all year long, and that's what we've seen. The Game Time guys called it the decade of defense for New Canaan back after really last decade, the 2010s was the decade of the quarterback, but this New Canaan defense is living up to the hype.
Oh, and Darien, they got some dogs on defense as well.
They do, and both very good defenses, as PJ mentioned before. Darien allowing about 2 touchdowns per game, still amazing, but the 6.3 for New Canaan is absolutely incredible. That defense for Darien, led by guys like Ryan Gately, has half of the team's 24 sacks. The only problem with that defense, it's hard to get the turnover, only 7. That's half of what New Canaan has. Darien's going to have to try to win the turnover battle today if they want to pull out a dub in this one.
So that is it for the defense. Let's talk about the coaches. This might be my favorite graphic that's about to pop up here. I mean, Lou Marinelli, he's the king of Connecticut high school football. He's done it for so long at New Canaan. PJ, what do you got about him?
44 seasons, 413 wins, the winningest head coach in Connecticut high school football. He won National Coach of the Year only 2 years ago, 15 state championships in those 44 years, and I think 11 of them coming since 2005 in this playoff run that New Canaan has. They have not missed the playoffs since 2005, and we'll get to more on that in a second, but Coach Marinelli, phenomenal coach, and recent history has done him very well.
And Owen Darien, they got Andy Grant. How about him?
They do, and he and Coach Marinelli were talking to Marinelli yesterday. They are good friends. Of course, nowhere near the stature Andy Grant is of Coach Lou Marinelli. 3 seasons, 25 wins in 3 seasons. Definitely not bad. However, has made the state championship the past few years, has lost to Lou Marinelli's Rams. Looking for his first Turkey Bowl win today, though, is Darien sitting at 6-3 on the year.
Yeah, so obviously Lou Marinelli is the king, and we'll see if he can get another Turkey Bowl victory today. So, Owen, Darien, there's 2 quarterbacks on this roster, and this year it's kind of been going back and forth. So tell me a little bit about the 2 guys.
Yeah, so they started off the year with quarterback Jay Francesi, the senior, rocking number 32. Little interesting. I'm not going to comment on that one. He said he thought about wearing number 8, but he stuck with 32. There he is on the right side of your screen. He's got 969 passing yards, 32 rushing yards, and 13 total touchdowns. So he was the starter up until the St. Joe's game for Darien. They had 2 3-and-outs to start. They throw Chase Lane in. He's been the starter ever since. Just under 400 passing yards, 177 rushing yards. Chase Lane really runs better than any other running back on this Darien roster, and he runs that QB power. He rushed for over 16 times last game at Greenwich, and the offense runs through Chase Lane, whether it's his arm or his legs. He's everywhere, and he plays on the defense, and he's caught passes, 7 total touchdowns. The man's everywhere.
Yeah, we'll see who will be in the backfield today for the Blue Wave. PJ, big game for playoffs here. New Canaan is already locked into that number 1 seed, but Darien, they are fighting for a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this playoff bracket, this is Class L that both these teams are in. So as we take a look at it, I'll just go down the line. New Canaan, they're locked into that number 1. Cheshire locked into that number 2. Not really too many implications there. Cheshire does play this morning in the Apple Valley Classic at Southington. And then Newtown won last night 34-13 versus Massac. So they're going to be probably wind up being the number 3. And then Weaver, Hartford Public, and Classical Magnet. And ATI, that's Abbott Tech and Immaculate. Those 2 are probably fighting for the 4 and 5. It depends on Weaver's result today. They are playing, who are they playing? They're playing Capital Prep today. So that one, Capital Prep is 1 and 8. So I'd imagine that Weaver, Hartford Public will wind up being that 4 seed over ATI. Ridgefield won last night at Danbury 17-7. So they're locked in. They probably will not wind up being the 6th seed. They are the 6th seed right now because they have played an extra game, but that one will probably wind up being Darien, Fairfield, Ludlow, or Platt, depending on their matchups. So Darien and Fairfield Ludlow are both winning in. Fairfield Ludlow plays a 5-4 middle of the pack Fairfield Ward squad today, and then Darien, of course, here playing New Canaan. If Darien loses today, it gets really frisky for them. So Platt and Maloney play each other in the Meriden Stoddard Bowl today, and that one is really quite the kicker. You see Platt at number 9. They're 60 points ahead of Maloney, but if either of those teams win, they get 100 points for the win, which the SEAC does all those calculations, and Darien is really only about 100 points ahead of Platt, so Maloney could get some bonus points in there too, but I think either way, Darien really, if they lose this game, they need to start saying their prayers. And then you saw at the bottom of that graphic, Enfield, they're mathematically eliminated with Ridgefield's win, but since they played an extra game, they are still sitting at the 10th seed, but they're kind of out of it right now. And then Amity, they need a win over a struggling 2-7 Shelton, and then they also need Darien and Ludlow to both lose if they want a chance. But it's really Darien and Ludlow control their own destiny, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Blue Wave come out today with their season on the line, probably.
Yeah, thanks for that, PJ. There is the updated playoff stuff And now it's the last one from all of us. Let's go with some predictions, all right? I think I might know where you're going with this one, Owen, but you can lead us off.
All right, sure. So on paper, New Canaan 9-0, Darien 6-3.
Yeah.
Right, but guys, I'm not sure if you're familiar. In 1980, the U.S. national men's hockey team played the Soviet Union.
They did.
Right?
True.
And the Soviets were heavy favorites. Now, I'm not comparing this football team to the Soviet Union,
Okay.
but we have a red team and we have a blue team. And so I'm going to take Darien
Wow.
in what might be the biggest upset of the season, 28-24. I'll take the Blue Wave in this one.
BJ?
Yeah, so, I mean, #1 team in the state. This could honestly be maybe the best New Canaan team in the history of the school. You could argue the history of the state. I'm not really too sure about that. There have been some good St. Joe's teams. One of them a couple years ago was, quotably, from Mikey Herman, the truth. But I got to go with the New Canaan Rams. Let's go. I got them 21-7. Let's go, Rams.
All right, PJ, I like that. I don't think I'm going to top that. I'm not going to put that helmet on or attempt to put that helmet on. I will keep it clean. Give me New Canaan 24-7 here. You know, I was going back and forth. I was thinking 24-10, but Owen, I know you guys don't like to kick field goals and rarely ever do. You don't. I'll just put it frankly, you don't.
Past 2 years, not one attempt for Andy Grant.
Yeah, so I'll give you guys a touchdown. You know, maybe it's 24-0. You get one at the end, but regardless, give me the Rams 24-7. So nice 2 for New Canaan, 1 for Darien. I think that is the expected split. And that'll be it for our little pregame show. A lot of fun down here. Big thank you to the crew that helped set this up and all the prep that we did. We have 2 fun videos to play and a little thankful video from some of the players. We're going to head up to the booth, and we will see you for the start of the game.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We thank Platinum sponsor Frangione Engineering. Are you planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We thank Platinum sponsor Manfredi Jewels. Manfredi Jewels, your local official Rolex jeweler, is excited to continue carrying the finest jewelry and watch brands and welcome the New Canaan community into their newly renovated store. Go Rams! We thank Platinum sponsor Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. We thank Platinum sponsor Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We also thank our Platinum sponsor Hoyt Livery for 30+ years of service. We would like to thank our gold sponsor Club Sandwich, a family-owned deli right here in town, serving the New Canaan community since 1986. They are a proud supporter of the New Canaan community and all of our sports teams. We'd like to thank our gold sponsor Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. We thank our new gold sponsor, Levco. Levco is the premier provider of fuel, oil, propane, and HVAC solutions, serving thousands of homeowners across Fairfield and New Haven County. For the last 45 years, Levco has proudly served the residents of New Canaan with efficient and cost-effective fuel deliveries, expert heating service, cooling service, and equipment replacement. Known for rapid emergency response, competitive fuel prices, and safe, reliable deliveries that keep homes comfortable year-round, Levco is the trusted choice for keeping your home safe and comfortable. We thank gold sponsor Carnegie Prep, who, since 1986, has offered academic support for students and families in Fairfield County. Carnegie Prep prepares students to meet the challenges of standardized testing, academic classes, and college admission. We also thank Gold sponsor New Beauty and Wellness, a state-of-the-art luxury medical spa right here in town. They offer a broad range of skin, body, and medical services. Call for a consultation today. And we thank new Gold sponsor Wendy Wernerberg of the Hanlamore Kaplan team at William Ravis Real Estate. You can count on them to assist you with all of your real estate goals. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Go Rams!
Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the QR code shown here or visit our website at dafmedia.org. The link to donate is also in the description of this YouTube video. For those of you who prefer a more traditional approach, checks can be made payable to DAF Media and mailed to the address shown here. Any donation of $1,000 or more will be recognized as sponsors of our broadcasts for 1 year. Feel free to pause the broadcast to write this down. Thanks for watching and supporting DAF Media.
Terry Dinan, welcoming you to Dunning Field at North Plaza on the campus of New Canaan High School, home of the 2024 Varsity and CAAC Martell State Champions, the New Canaan Today, the Rams take on Darien High School in the 31st annual Turkey Bowl.
Living in Connecticut, Thanksgiving means three things: family, friends, and football. Towns around the state may have their own games on Turkey Day, but none compare to the granddaddy of them all between New Canaan and Darien. In these two towns, you either bleed red and black or blue and white, and for the 31st year, the Turkey Bowl has its home right here at Dunning Stadium. Hello, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. We'd like to welcome you up into the broadcast booth. I'm Ryan Bell, joined alongside Owen Heffron and PJ Neville. Boys, happy Thanksgiving. PJ, happy birthday. How are we all doing today?
Happy birthday, PJ.
How are we all doing today, boys? Good, good?
Good.
Great,
yeah. 18 years now.
Yeah. Perfect way to celebrate your birthday with this
right?
kind of game. So, guys, we'll jump right into it. Owen, I'll start with you for Darien.
Yep.
Huge game. Most likely have to win this one to get into the playoffs. What does Darien have to do in order to take this one?
Yeah, huge game. 6-3, the worst they've been in a few years. They don't want to miss the playoffs. They missed the playoffs 3 years ago. So our freshman year, when they went 6-4 under head coach Mike Forget, the next year he was out. Andy Grant comes in his third Turkey Bowl. Andy Grant's seen it a couple times now. All he has to do, I think, or at least the most important thing to do, get the run game going and hit the quick passes with Chase Lane. We do expect Chase Lane to start today. If you watched our pregame show down on the field, you did see the comparison between him and Jay Francesi. At Greenwich last game, the 5th-ranked team in the state, the leader in rushing yards was Jay Francesi, who had 2 garbage time rushes for 17 yards total. That led the team. That can't happen, of course, against a stacked Ram defense. They have to get the run game going. They have to get the blockers downfield in order to let go of that second level, and then you can complete those passes for Chase Lane. He wasn't as accurate as we saw him as we saw him before in that game against Greenwich. So Chase Lane got to make stuff happen with his running backs and then hit the quick passes as well, tire out the New Canaan defense.
And PJ, as for the Rams, what does New Canaan have to do? As you see right now, coin toss going on with all the captains in the middle. But for New Canaan, what is important for them to pull out a victory today?
Yeah, I think really there's 2 big keys for New Canaan. The first one is to play mistake-free football. You saw in that game against Greenwich 5 delay of game penalties. If you have that against a Darien team and Darien brings their A-game, you're going to be in deep trouble. So I think New Canaan just play smart, play mistake-free football, and athletically New Canaan probably does have the upper hand in this game. So it is going to come down to the Rams and Darien kind of capitalizing on their mistakes. And then secondly, I think you got to play smart in the secondary. The Rams, without James McInerney, he's got a knee injury, so he's out today. Coach Marinelli said that he's day-to-day, hoping to maybe have him back for a game on Tuesday for the state quarterfinals. But you have to play smart in the secondary. You can't let up big passes to Darien, because Darien, they're going to beat you on those deep plays, those big plays. They really, I think, don't have much of a chance if they try and just inch up the ball, because guys like Ryan Brooks and Jack Kroll are going to shut it down every single time for New Canaan.
Yeah, and this game's so important, obviously, for both teams and for the town. We will take a quick moment of silence, actually, and then we'll be right back following that one.
All the men and women of our armed forces who risk their lives every day in defense of our nation. Thank you. We now ask that you please remain standing and remove your hats to honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Please join New Canaan High School students Morgan Pitts, Frankie Limoni, Sarah Savasoglu, Jack Dooley, and Andrew Milai with their rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we rushed, were so gallantly streaming that the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet Officials for today's contest are referee Bill Howard, umpire Frank Fidelli, head linesman Rob Martinelli, field judge Sean Cooper, back judge Leanne Howard, side judge Steve Lamalki, line judge Bill Trott, and doing the clock, Chad Fidelli.
Welcome back from the national anthem there. Exciting game. And PJ, any last thoughts here for the Rams? Start with you.
I think that this is going to be a great game. I think that New Canaan, if they bring their A game, Darien really doesn't stand much of a chance. I think this New Canaan team is great. They're phenomenal up front. And I think one thing that we haven't really talked about is this New Canaan offensive line. They've got some really big guys, and they're going to have a big test in Ryan Gately. But I think Adrian Delicata will probably be on him most likely for the Rams, and he's a phenomenal athlete, a phenomenal lineman. I think, Delicata really has that D1 talent, maybe not the size, but I think that he'll be able to contain Gately pretty well in this one. He did last year, at least.
Oh, and as for you, last thoughts for this Blue Wave team.
Yeah, right before kickoff, I mean, we talked to Coach Marinelli yesterday, and something that I'm excited about what he said is both teams had a bye last week, so they had a week and a half off, so each team is probably going to do stuff they haven't done yet this season, see things that we haven't seen so far this year, and I hope that we see some plays, some different concepts they're going to run against one another. Yeah, we get ready for kickoff. Of course, flashbacks to the 2 years ago when Canaan had the kickoff to start the game. Alex Benevento, the touchdown.
Yeah.
Bell, you were on that call.
I was. That was an exciting moment. I was not ready to call that. I'll tell you that much. That was first thing. So here we go. New Canaan in the black, Darien in white. It will be Bennett Perticello kicking today. He's got the duties after Neil Aurora did a great job this year. You know, Perticello was banged up a little bit with some injuries, but he's back kicking off. You got Henry Jeffers and Rowan Levine back there for the Blue Wave. Crowd hyped up, student sections on both sides. Here we go, Perticello will boot that one towards that left side around the 20. That will go out of bounds, and that will draw a flag. So Darien will start with some good field position, and out will come this Blue Wave offense. And Owen, if Darien's going to win this game, they got to put points on the board.
Yeah, and they have to, and that goes through Chase Lane. Like we talked about, the recent Air Force commit was a Holy Cross lax commit. Revoked that, switched for football. Air Force probably going to play safety there, and like I mentioned, he does really everything. Didn't start the season as a quarterback, started as a wide receiver. He's got 7 catches on the year for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns, but then he also leads the team in total carries on the ground for 177 yards.
Yeah.
Touchdown there, 4 touchdowns passing. He's everywhere.
So it will be Lane in the gun. Like Henry Jeffers to his right. First play, Lane keeps it, using the legs on the read option. Nice gain there, chunk yards, getting about 7 or 8 there. And PJ, we talked about in the pregame show a little bit, this Rams defense is ferocious, but they're going to have to stop the run game from Darien.
Yeah, this Darien run game is strong. Of course, we talk about Chase Lane. Runs more probably than the Darien running backs, and Rowan Levine, a very hard-nosed runner. Looks like Henry Jeffers back there, and then Bortel. Really, all of these Darien running backs can get it done on the ground, and these New Canaan linebackers are strong. So Darien really going to have to take what the Rams give them.
Yeah, Luke Jancarelli is starting back there at safety. As you mentioned, no James McInerney today, so the senior Jancarelli getting a big start. There's the handoff to Jeffers right around that first down marker. Looks like we'll have just enough to move the chains early on for Darien. So 2 plays and now a first down for the Wave. Good start here.
Yeah, and I think also one more thing to mention, which is probably good for Darien, is that Shane Whartonby for the Rams is out. Shane Whartonby unfortunately tore his ACL in that Greenwich win for New Canaan, but he was a phenomenal, he was having a great year on the defensive line, and now it's Grant Hickey that's stepping in for him, who has also done phenomenal, but the Rams going to need some rest up front too.
And we see Charlie Golden come in as one of the tailbacks here alongside Bruce Hopkins. That's something, like I mentioned, that we haven't seen from Darien so far this year.
It's going to be the handoff direct, and there's a bunch of Rams. I mean, that's what we know from this New Canaan defense. Chris Silvestri, he teaches every hat to the ball. It doesn't matter where you are on the field, you got to stop the ball carrier.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Jack Kroll and Ryan Brooks really received that message. We've talked about it in probably every single game.
Yeah.
They are everywhere. They are heat-seeking missiles, and I think, you know, maybe Coach Grant putting Golden in the backfield kind of as a fullback to, you know, almost, I don't want to say headhunt, but basically headhunt Jack Kroll and Ryan Brooks and try and stop them making tackles.
So now Bortel in the backfield to Lane's left. Lane is going to keep this one fake to Bortel. Nice job by that Rams defense. They were not fooled by that, and everyone getting down there for New Canaan. Mike Harris and a bunch of the linebackers getting in there for New Canaan.
Yeah, once again, I think New Canaan just controlling Chase Lane. He's going to be the guy that beats this Rams squad. It's, it's not going to be running it with the running backs every single time out of the backfield. It's going to be Chase Lane doing it with his legs, and then, maybe some trickery even, and he'll toss it up in the air. But I think really Chase Lane is going to be the reason why Darien wins or loses this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mentioned it before, but he has to complete those passes, and they're getting more comfortable with Lane in recent weeks through the air. He had 31 passing attempts against Greenwich last game. He had 33 up until that point total.
So here we go, Lane. He's just going to throw that little swing pass out to Jeffers. Nice job by Jeffers. Makes a big cut. Henry Jeffers all the way brought down. Very close there. A touchdown saving tackle by the Rams, but New Canaan taken aback. What a play by Darien.
Yeah, and I am a big opponent of the screen pass on 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, but Jeffers, they like him in the kickoff return unit because he can make people miss. He had a similar run. It was a handoff in the first game of the year against Naugatuck where he ran for 68 yards, and there he goes now. That is a beautiful catch and run from the junior Henry Jeffers.
How about the touchdown saving tackle though, PJ? I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, Jack Kroll, great tackle, a lot of speed there, and Jeffers and Kroll know each other well. They play summer lacrosse together, two of the best in the area lacrosse players, that is.
I think we'll
get a timeout.
Field.
Darien called
Darien,
it.
yeah.
He set up there on the split back with Golden again at the fullback position and Hopkins in as the running back. I want to see how Andy Grant is going to run that formation this game. And like you mentioned, Charlie Golden out there, PJ, headhunting. He's probably going to try to get that lead block and open up the hole on the upper level in the linebacking spot.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about in the pregame show. I mean, Chase Lane, he has a good arm. I know we were talking about that before, but normally not the best thrower. But when you're giving them little screen passes, it can set up everything. And I think that definitely took the crowd and the players by surprise. So that screen worked. See if we get a replay. Yeah, maybe we can get that up. But, I mean, still, regardless, what a play there by Darien.
Yeah, definitely. I think Darien coming out and kind of shocking New Canaan a little bit, driving all the way down to the Rams' 8-yard line. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Darien performs in the red zone, where New Canaan has been shutting down teams left and right this season.
Yeah, so we'll be playing in the gun with Golden and Hopkins surrounding him. Golden motioning out to his left. Lane's going to keep this one in the quarterback power. He's going to try and get a little something there, but again, everyone in there from New Canaan, Grant Hickey, and a couple other guys.
Yeah, and I think Darien really running the ball so far. The only pass is the screen pass outside to Jeffers where he was able to break it big, but Darien really trying to emphasize the run with Lane and with their committee of running backs. I think they've had 5 different players in the backfield so far this game.
Yeah, the offense in general from last year for Darien has been down in both passing yards per game and rushing yards per game, but they are definitely have turned into a run-first offense under Chase Lane, which is not what we saw last year under Ben Rolap.
Here's Lane. Bortel, that snap was early. Lane's just going to have to pick this up. He's not going to get anything out. It flagged by the far official over there, but a little miscommunication by Darien. There's, trying to get some pre-snap motion going on. The center snapped that one early.
I think that's miscommunication between Cavolo and Lane there, but Lane is lucky to have gotten that ball back. We saw in last year's Turkey Bowl when New Canaan was up, I believe it was 24-0 at that point, and Darien finally drives down the field, and they do a speed option to Liam Bortel, who drops it on the 5 and turns it over. They can't have red zone turn. They can't really have any turnovers, especially one in the red zone when you've had such a promising opening drive.
Yeah, so it was an illegal shift was the call. Now, ball hasn't been moved yet. Ref's going over. He's talking to near side official. Take a look at the replay there. Just simple miscommunication. Lane lucky to get on top of that one. I mean, if that takes a bad fall off a knee or a body part, it could have been picked up by a Ram. But we'll stay with Darien. So I think they'll have this one from about the 12.
I think it's second down.
Yeah,
still. So.
Yeah, so
Maybe we'll see a pass play here from Darien.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They already got the screen going on,
Yeah.
so here's Lane. They'll keep this one. Another quarterback power going to that right side near the B gap, but he's taken down by the front seven.
Yeah, it looks like Mikey Hierman in there, and he's been off the edge today a lot. I've seen him getting into the backfield quite a bit, and he's a captain. There's a reason why he's committed to Amherst. I mean, he's a phenomenal athlete. He's a great mix of size and strength. As you see him come around the edge there. Maybe it wasn't Hierman. He's in there for sure, but a lot of New Canaan defenders, 11 hats on the ball.
So 3rd and goal for the Blue Wave. The lane with Portell to his left. 4 wide receivers set here for Darien. We'll see if the Canaan DBs fully have tested. Lane, he's dropping, looking towards the end zone. He's got no one rolling up, and he's brought down. It's that big Rams defense, and how about it? We keep bringing him up, Jack Kroll.
Yeah, it looks like the Rams put Jack Kroll in as a spy on that play. Is this a field goal unit?
I think it is a field goal.
It looks like Darien will attempt a field goal for the first time in 2 seasons.
Wow.
Never know. Maybe it's a fake.
That would be something. It's going to be Gannon Collins, the junior, to take this one. Well, this is history, right? This is the first Darien field goal attempt. So here we go from Collins. Kick is up. And it looks wide, and it is wide. So Darien cannot convert on the 27-yard field goal. They had the good play on that screen to start it, but no points. The New Canaan defense holds, and we stay at 0-0.
And that's rare for Collins. I mean, that is pretty much not far off from where he kicks an extra point. And he's a former soccer player. He's been getting it done off the boot all year long. And they finally attempt a field goal, and I don't think Andy Grant is going to have one. He's going to try one for the next 5 years now.
Yeah. So no points for Darien, but PJ, the New Canaan offense takes the field, and they're led by the junior Maddox Hoffman.
Yeah, Maddox Hoffman, he's really coming to his own as a quarterback. He was a little touch and go at the start of the year, but now, ever since probably that Greenwich game, I think no pressure is too much for the Northwestern baseball commit, and he's phenomenal. He does it in the air, he does it on the ground. He's a real dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, so it'll be Hoffman with Stein to his right. Expect a big game out of Stein today. First pass will be a pass. Hoffman rolling now. He's looking for Mazabris. See if that will be a catch or hit the ground. That official says that will hit the ground. Incomplete pass, but early target for Brady Mazabris. And, PJ, he's one of these good players for New Canaan. I mean, he's an all-around guy. Doesn't get too many minutes, but when he's in, he makes an impact.
Yeah, I love to see Brady out there. He's a real workhorse. Just got named, actually, lacrosse captain alongside teammate Blake Schwartz, and then Cam Lyden, Finn Roeder, and Cole Campese. But Mazabris, a real great hard-nosed player. And Brady gives 110% every single play.
So now Hoffman looks like Hegel to his right. Will be a handoff to Benny Hegel trying to get around to that left side, and he's not going to get anything. Nice stop by the Darien defense.
Yeah, the Darien defense, they are probably the best part of this Darien defense is that front 4 with Gately, Reeser, Golden, and then a combination use Jaden Herron in there, Blake Wilson in there from time to time. They've been good at stopping the run. Of course, Stein is an amazing runner. Has had, I believe, 4 games of 100-plus rushing yards this year, and I'm surprised that they haven't given him the ball yet on this drive.
So 5 wide for Hoffman on the 3rd and 9. You see Jake Valente in there, the big tight end. He's back.
Looks like Darien
up top. Yeah, might have jumped. A little hard count from Hoffman, so should give the Rams 5 yards and make it a little more manageable in a 3rd and 4.
That can't happen, and that happened against Greenwich as well, with Charlie Golden actually getting back-to-back offsides penalties inside the 10-yard line. What led to a Greenwich touchdown. And when you're able to stop the Rams on 2 consecutive plays, giving 1 yard, now you make it 3rd and 9 to 3rd and 4. You're giving Lou Marinelli too much to work with, and that's not what you want. You saw Ryan Gately very frustrated that time.
Yeah, new formation for the Rams. Not going to go 5 wide anymore. Opens up the playbook so much on these 3rd and shorts. Hoffman is going to roll to his right, and this heavy pressure, and he goes down. Big play by big Ryan Gately, and Darien got a little 3 and out there.
Yeah, Ryan Gately he's not a captain on the roster. He's the captain of this defense. It doesn't matter what they say. He's hyping up his peers over there in the student section. 11 sacks now on the year. Team lead by a mile. His 17th TFL. for this Darien Blue Wave team. The Air Force commit is unstoppable as he just shoots through the B gap there.
There's Perticello. It's Jeffers back there. Nice roll on the punt from Perticello. Still rolling a little bit. Will be down pretty much at the 45-yard line there, but again, it'll be good starting field position for Darien. And Owen, you got to imagine, you get that stop from your defense, I think your offense could do a lot there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, the momentum is obviously the biggest thing between both these teams. And I know Darien missed the field goal on the first offensive drive, but you go and you do something like that. Ryan Gately putting it in his own hands, then going and hyping up his crowd is exactly what you need. You know the sideline is ready to come out, ready to make some plays, and they were up until, you know, the illegal shift. The mistakes is just what's hurting Darien right now. I liked what they did on their first drive, and I think they'll be able to keep it up with Chase Lane under center.
We'll see what Chase Lane can do on his second drive here. Obviously, the big screen pass on the first play brought Darien into the red zone, but a couple mistakes there and a missed field goal. How we're at 0-0 right now. As Lane with Bortel to his left. Rams showing a little pressure. It'll be a handoff right up the gut to Bortel, and everyone on that New Canaan defensive line, the backers getting in on there and making sure to not commit any penalties after the play.
Yeah, we saw that against Greenwich. I think maybe it was Ryan Francis. He had wrapped up on the tackle and was kind of just driving, and referees blew the whistle and then gave him a penalty after the Greenwich player fell.
Yeah.
So obviously not trying to get any penalties. I'm sure they all got chewed out by Coach Silvestri after that. All in good love, though. And then, you know, just a New Canaan defense. Everyone in there, Jack Kroll, Ryan Francis, Grant Hickey, Ryan Brooks. Everybody seems to be in on this New Canaan defense.
Bortel got about a yard there, bringing up a 2nd and 9. Little shift over there from McGarren. He's going to get it on the quick touch and putting the shoulder down, but man, he's might only get another 1 or 2 yards there. It's short increments. He almost steps over Dante Marsili over there, but we'll bring up a 3rd down for the Wave.
McGarren has gotten a lot of those sweeps out front of Lane. The two are lacrosse teammates. They played sports together since they learned how to walk pretty much in the town of Darien. So 3rd and 6 for Lane here, and I expect a pass maybe to the outside. He likes Hopkins a lot on the little out routes. Benedict as well on the near side. You see McGarren in the slot. He could do something down the seam as well.
Hopkins is by himself over there, guarded by the junior Marsili. Cannon's got to be where the short passes. Burnt them on the last one, so here's Lane dropping back. He's not going to go short. He's going to go long. That one tipped up into the air. It's a dangerous pass. You got Charlie Koch back there along with Blake Schwartz. Dangerous pass, but falls incomplete, and the punt unit comes out for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, Blake Schwartz, a phenomenal defensive back. He's got 3 interceptions on the year, and it seems like whenever the ball is in the air and it's going deep, Schwartz is there to break it up. We'll take another look at it. He had the game-sealing, or that's the run from Bortel, but Schwartz had the game-sealing pick against Greenwich, and he's a phenomenal athlete. He's everywhere. Once again, another 110% every single play kind of guy.
So we'll be the punt unit for the Waves. Scallon to boot this one deep. Benny Heagle, the lone man back. Sometimes that duty was with James McInerney, but with him out today, it's Heagle to be the main guy. He'll fair catch this one about the 15, 16-yard line over there. And Hoffman will come out for his 2nd drive, and PJ unsuccessful on the first one. The Darien defense forcing the 3 and out. So what do they got to do in order to get some big yards here?
You got to give it to Henry Stein, right. You know, point blank, Henry Stein needs to touch the ball this drive at least once. I'd like to see it probably twice. Just, you know, run it up the gut with him. Maybe try and go off tackle, but you got to give it to Stein. I'd like to see it up the middle, and then maybe if you get stuck on a 3rd down, look for Andrew Esposito. I don't think many guys on this Darien's side could really guard him. Maybe if they double or triple team, but Esposito and Stein have to be your go-tos here.
Yeah, no touches for the top 2 offensive weapons, and Stein's coming off of a game where he had 188 rushing yards, the season high for him.
Well, ask about him. He's going to get the ball there. Stein making a nice little jump cut. He'll have enough for a 1st down going along that far left sideline. Oh, hey guys, you're just talking about him. There is Henry Stein getting a big pick up there. Enough for a 1st down and a little bit more. And hey, you give the ball to the star player, he's going to make some plays.
Yeah, and I love that play right there. Henry Stein, they just give it to him looking to get up the gut, maybe only 4 or 5 yards, and then all of a sudden it seems like the offensive line kind of parts the Red Sea for New Canaan, and Stein makes 1 man miss, makes 2, and then all of a sudden he turns a 5-yard gain into a 20-yard gain.
Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive with Henry Stein back there.
So big gain from Stein. Send the chains up for first down. They'll give it right back to him up the middle. This time, not going to be as successful. That big blue wave defensive line did a nice stop. Oh, it might be an injury. Looks to be Stein. There's that one left.
Might be Stein here.
See, that would be a major blow.
Well, Gately went to the sideline and immediately was calling for the trainer.
Yeah. So it is going to be Henry Stein down following that short little run. Yeah, the trainers were called out pretty quickly, so hope everything's all right with him. I think PJ, Jeff Moultrie might be the backup today for New Canaan.
Finn Mako, who's normally the backup, is out for the Rams. And, you know, you would think maybe they'd put in a guy like McInerney in the backfield, but he's injured too. This New Canaan squad is really injury riddled. So,
Moultrie is going to be the lead back if Stein's not going to be able to continue here. So Darien right now, I mean, and talking about Darien, that's looking pretty good so far. I mean, obviously that big run from Stein, but besides that, you're able to get into the red zone on that first drive. Not as successful in the last one, but so far I think the plan's working pretty well. Yeah, absolutely. And the throw to McGarren on the last drive that was tipped up by Schwartz, it was, I would say, a semi-accurate throw. I mean, it's double coverage, but it wasn't intercepted, which is good for Chase Lane, who had a pick 6 against Greenwich in the last game. But yeah, you said the big run, the defense bounces back, gets the stop. It's unfortunate that Stein is down right now. That would be a big loss for the Rams, who's got over 900 yards on the year now on the ground. But that front four, especially Gately, he was the first one to hit Stein on that tackle. And I'm still interested to see how Wes Scallon's going to do on the top of the field there, because he's coming back for safety like we mentioned, as Stein is now going to limp off the field. He'll have to be helped. Yeah, so Stein, some of the assistance from the trainers, walking off with his helmet, in his hands and the trainer's hands. So it's going to be Moultrie and PJ. I mean, you're just talking about it. I mean, you think about guys that are going to be in the backfield. He might be the fourth option. I mean, third running back, but McInerney might, get most of those carries. Even a guy like Espo too, if you line him up back there.
I have a feeling that he's going to wind up back there a little bit.
Yeah, but right now it will be Jeff Moultrie.
And you could also put Jack Kroll back there. He's a phenomenal athlete, and I'm sure he's going to wind up being kind of their wildcat guy next year in the jumbo. So I would imagine Espo back there. Espo's back there right now in the cat.
Espo lining up off Moultrie to his right. A little movement early. There's a flag. The ball it was a fumble by Esposito, but the whistles blew first for a false start, and there was some pretty clear movement on that Rams offensive line.
So 2 early snaps, it looks like. I think the false start is what caused the early snap there, but 1 for each side. You talk about Esposito and the Wildcat. We all know what he did last year. He's going to Villanova as a wide receiver. Didn't even have to catch a pass to put 4 touchdowns up on the wave, on the road in a torrential downpour of a game. It was a disgusting Thanksgiving. Something to note here, Wes Scallon off the field. It's Alex Marisi and Roland Levine as the 2 safeties. I don't know what's going on. Why Scallon isn't on the field right now.
So the penalty draws the Rams back 5. Quick pass over there from Hoffman. This is going to be a big gain for the Rams. It's Ryan Brooks rumbling, bumbling all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, New Canaan. And out of nowhere, it's Ryan Brooks to lead it off for the Rams.
Ryan Brooks now leads this New Canaan team in receiving touchdowns. I'll tell you that right now, he does. He is phenomenal, and nobody expects him to catch the ball. It's Ryan Brooks. They line him up at tight end thinking that he's going to be a run blocker and that he's going to make a big block for New Canaan. Now all of a sudden they throw him out on a 2-yard hitch route. He turns around and takes it 30, 40, 50, 60 yards to the end zone for a touchdown. He had a 50-something yard touchdown against Staples. He had another one against Staples. He had a 2-touchdown game. He had one against Ridgefield. He is everywhere for this New Canaan team. Everywhere.
Look at this formation.
2-point play. How about that from the Rams? Catching Darien completely by surprise. Jack Kroll gets that one. I mean, PJ, normally see that formation, they just kick the extra point out of that, but that time they go for 2, catching everyone by surprise, and 8-0 for New Canaan.
I think Darien was just looking around thinking that New Canaan was going to motion back into the normal set, and then Jack Kroll snaps the ball, and that's why you have Jack Kroll as a long snapper, because he can make plays and he can snap the ball. As you see, Ryan Brooks here cutting through that entire Darien defense, and nobody's able to catch up to him. Ryan Brooks with the massive touchdown, and then Jack Kroll, just the two linebackers doing the scoring for New Canaan today.
Well, yeah, it's 5 catches on the year for Brooks. All 5 of them have been worth 6 points. 5 catches, 5 touchdowns for the linebacker going to Williams, and I guess now the tight end as well. But a big thing, I mentioned before the play that Wes Scallon wasn't on the field. Yeah. Safeties are usually Wes Scallon and Chase Lane. Scallon dealing with the aftermath of a concussion. Chase Lane not playing safeties. He's getting beat up at quarterback. You see Alex Marisi miss the initial tackle there, so you don't. Marisi's a wide receiver that converted in the middle of the season. If you have Scallon or Chase Lane back there, I think that tackle really gets made.
Yeah, so Brooks taking that one to the house. He showed off the wheels a little bit there. PJ had a couple guys behind him. I mean, not known for his speed, but when he's got to show it, he absolutely can put that one on. And then, I mean, the surprise 2-pointer, we have not seen that this year from the Rams. They normally kick it.
They haven't even really done that formation this year. They did it a lot last year, but not too much this year.
So it will be Perticello kick this one deep. His first one rolled out of bounds. This one's going to be caught by Jeffers. He muffs that one. It's right on the goal line. He's going to pick this one up. Sees Solert down there, and a couple other Rams making a big stop almost inside the 5-yard line there. Bad to worse from Darien right now.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Henry Jeffers. He's had trouble with some handling of kickoffs throughout the year. The first one goes out of bounds. Perticello makes the adjustment, kicks it right to the 1 just about, and Jeffers has trouble with it, doesn't back up enough, and he finds himself on the seat of his pants inside his 5-yard line, and Chase Lane is going to have to march this squad all the way down the field now.
Yeah, it's the ball we spot on the 5. I mean, you already see the New Canaan defense is out there. They're ready. Darien still going over what to do in the huddle when you're pinned this far back. I mean, can't really risk too much, and New Canaan sending in the big units. Yeah, the jumbo defense.
You know, we've seen both sides have problems catching the snaps and now catching the kickoffs.
Yeah, Hopkins is going to take the direct snap. Hickey outside, and there's Charlie Koch doing a little bit of force him out of bounds, and that's going to be a flag. The late kind of throw down out of bounds from Koch, and you know, you make a good play there. And PJ, I mean, we literally just talked about that earlier. You got to stop when the whistle blows. That one's pretty obvious there.
Yeah, that one, I think Koch was almost spinning him though when, you know, the referees blew the whistle, and it was just kind of a little bit, maybe a little bit late, but I think that call could have gone either way.
I think he threw him down when he was out of bounds.
Yeah.
And that's what the penalty was for. But yeah, New Canaan can't make that mistake. You get Darien backed up on their own 5, and they're going to give him 15 yards and create a lot more space. Darien hasn't had much success with those direct snaps to Hopkins, and another look is, out of bounds for a little while, and then, that's a blatant throwdown.
That's going to be a flag 10 times out of 10 there. And Koch now out of the game for the moment. Here's Lane dropping back, rolling to his right. Heavy pressure there. It looks like it was Grayson Ladley over there applying some pressure, falling incomplete, bringing up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and just something on Grayson Ladley. We mentioned how Ryan Brooks has, what, 5 catches, 5 touchdowns. Grayson Ladley in 8th grade had 2 rushes, 2 touchdowns. Wow. So an interesting stat. He had 1 70-yarder.
Stats.
Yeah.
8th grade. Okay.
Just, you know, Ladley's been playing a while, but they put him in the backfield and he made some magic.
I mean, I guess if we're going to, bring us some old stuff, Shane Warrenby obviously is hurt. He has won a championship every year he has played football.
That there was a championship available. Of course, freshman year, no championship. But every year outside of that, phenomenal.
Lane's going to take the QB draw outside. There's Mikey Hieroman. There's a reason he'll be playing college ball next year, making a big stop.
Yeah, Hieroman just everywhere for this New Canaan team. It's Hieroman, it's Brooks, and it's Kroll. Those 3 are the 3 playmakers on this New Canaan defense. You see Hieroman, he'll contain, he'll set the edge, and he'll just bring Chase Lane down. New Canaan knows that Chase Lane is trying to scramble. He's trying to run outside every single play. So Ladley and Hieroman, they're going to have contain. They're going to have to set the edge a lot.
Yeah, and Kroll was the one that up the middle forced him outside and met with Mikey Hieroman, and that's not what you want to do for Darien. You want to create that 2nd level block downfield, open up the middle on those draw plays for Chase Lane. You don't want to have a draw go outside, because at that point, as you see, Mikey Hieroman will be out there pretty much 9 times out of 10.
So 3rd and 11, Jeffers now in the backfield. Lane drops back, doing the screen pass. That's incomplete. I mean, Hieroman almost tipped that one in the backfield, and there's some heavy pressure over there on Benedict. So it will be another punt for Darien. The flag was not going to be a 3 now. Obviously, that flag from Koch, but again, nothing to show for Darien.
And that's unfortunate. They're going to have to punt again after such a promising first drive, and then the big defensive stop, and then it looked like it was all going well until the Ryan Brooks touchdown, and that's what I mentioned before. The momentum is huge, and it can change just like that. Wes Scallon on to punt.
So Scallon will punt.
Darien spreading it out. A little interesting here.
It's Matt Reed back there along with Benny Hegel.
Yeah, Reed, a big addition for this Rams team down the stretch. He came back against Staples and is a great receiver. He's really set to be that wide receiver 3 to start the year, and then, of course, had a collarbone injury, which sidelined him all the way up until Staples. Then he came back against Staples, and he's a great receiver, but he's a great blocker, too. He's a blocking receiver, and he makes some phenomenal blocks on the outside. I'm sure, I didn't see him on the Brooks touchdown, but I'm sure he did his due diligence.
Yeah, so New Canaan will already start within the plus side of the field at the 47-yard line. So good field position for the Rams. They can try and get something going here, but and for Darien, they got to really dial in defensively.
They do, and they have to convert on third down, and that's been a problem all year long. Only 30% they're doing so on their third try to get 10 yards, and that is not the best number. You see Wes Scallon back on the top right of your screen back on the field, and that's what you want if you're Andy Grant. I don't know why he was off the field last time, and I think it's a big part of why Brooks was able to run so far. If that tackle isn't missed, it's still a solid game, but it doesn't convert to an 8-0 lead for the Rams.
And if you're just joining us, Henry Stein went down with the injury a little earlier, so Jeff Moultrie is the lead back. Here's going to be a little touch pass out to Esposito. He breaks 2. Esposito turning a negative play where he could have lost 4 or 5 into a positive, gaining about 4 or 5 there.
Just so shifty, Andrew Esposito. And we saw on the first play from scrimmage for Greenwich, he took that same play, but he took it for about 20 yards, made a Greenwich defender eat some turf while he was at it, and he makes 2 men miss, including Ryan Gately, who's had a couple big stops today.
Yeah, it's hard to make Gately miss a tackle.
Yeah. So Esposito got 5 on that one, so second down and 5 at the 42 for the Rams. So you do see Matt Reed all the way out to the right. Here's going to be the first handoff to Moultrie, but he's going to get stuffed almost at the line of scrimmage there. Nice stop by Darien.
And when you blink and they were in the backfield there, Hanley, Golden, Gately as well, all back there. You see the club on Hanley's hand playing through that thumb injury all year long. They were in the backfield almost immediately. It's a huge stop. And so now it's 3rd and medium, and they need to make this stop as the quarter winds down.
Yeah, that was it for the first quarter. The Rams will talk that one over on the sideline, but overall, PJ, pretty successful quarter there for New Canaan. It's all about that Ryan Brooks touchdown.
Yeah, so it was really, at the start, it looked a little bit scary almost for the Rams. Darien had that one big play from Jeffers and a couple other good runs. They were able to get into the red zone, but then all of a sudden, New Canaan just shuts them down. There, of course, there was that penalty on that weird play with the snap and whatnot. But New Canaan shut them down. They missed the field goal, and then it's been all New Canaan since that missed field goal. Gately had that one sack and gave Darien a boost of momentum. But outside of that, it's been Ryan Brooks, Jack Kroll, and Mikey Hierman getting it done for the Rams.
Yeah, and for Darien Owen, it was starting pretty good. Obviously, getting in the red zone that first drive with the big play, missed field goal, and then it seems like it went from bad to worse in that quarter.
Yeah, it did. After the missed field goal, they got the stop, like I mentioned, but then, yeah, it just hasn't worked well. They need this third down conversion, and it's been hard for teams to convert on third down against Darien, only 22% all year long.
Yeah, so 3rd and 5 for the Rams on that last one to Moultrie. Didn't get anything, so it is Moultrie and Hegel in the backfield surrounding Hoffman. He'll drop. Hoffman throwing it down to Esposito. He's got Andrew Esposito. Big catch from Espo. Getting New Canaan into the red zone around to the 10-yard line there. And if O'Malley doesn't make that stop, Esposito's walking into the end zone.
Yeah, I said it earlier. I'll say it again. None of these Darien guys can guard Andrew Esposito one-on-one. Not a single one of them. Not a single New Canaan guy either, besides probably himself, as you see that deep pass there. Esposito high points the ball, and O'Malley with a good wrap-up, but you cannot really play the ball on Andrew Esposito. He's got such a high vertical. He's got great hands that it's almost nearly impossible to knock it out. So I think a smart play from O'Malley just to tackle him.
Here is a favorite formation of the Rams, little jumbo Esposito is by himself with a whole bunch of blockers ahead of him. Here's Esposito taking it to that left side. Get a little bit there brought down by a couple of Blue Wave defenders.
This Darien team getting PTSD from that formation, I guarantee it. 4 touchdowns for Esposito out of that formation last year. He's going to jog off the field now, be replaced with George on the jumbo formation.
Yeah, I like this. Dallas George on the freshman team last year, he was actually, I think, the starting running back, but I've seen clips. He was all over the field. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's great on the defensive side, and he's a great athlete for New Canaan. I love this, putting him in the backfield.
Dallas George, ball's out. The ball was out. Darien thinks they have it, and they do. A red zone turnover for the Rams. It was Dallas George. Doesn't get the ball too often. They like the look that they had, but the ball comes out, and now Darien getting a little bit of luck.
New Canaan coughing it up inside maybe the 1, really. I mean, right on the goal line. The student section is hyped up on the far side of the field. Last year was Bortel fumbling it there. You put in a new guy. You put in George. Maryland likes it. It looks like he was extending.
Like he was down maybe. Obviously, you can't call it, but
can't go up to New York.
That was close, yeah.
I
Can you imagine? That would be sick.
That would
What if they
be
looked at
great.
it on the hashtag New Canaan scoreboard?
Right there. Over.
Yeah, great scoreboard. Well, we can do a more in-depth one towards the end of the quarter, but I mean, he's also, I mean, from that angle right there, less than a yard. If he reaches the ball, he probably could have scored there, but that ball came out. What a job by the Darien defense. Little bend, don't break right there, Owen, right? You know,
That's why they call it a game of inches.
Yeah. Bend, don't break, and now they really don't have
Oh, my goodness.
Don't have a lot of space here.
Yeah, Hopkins. Actually, it's the nice little lane kind of brought down by his jersey over there on that near that far sideline at least, but a good job by Darien to at least get it out from their own 1.
Yeah, great job by Darien, and looked like Hopkins, maybe if Kroll didn't grab his jersey, had a little bit of a bigger lane.
Yeah.
But still, I'd imagine Darien goes back to the jumbo here just to get a little bit more space. I get Brooks probably would have made that tackle, but that would have been something, a 99-yarder.
Yeah, so we'll be that same heavy look for Darien. Now a bunch of motion, kind of switching sides for everyone. Still Hopkins lining up as the QB. He'll take the direct snap.
Oh,
trying to go outside left. You got to be careful and not go down the end zone. He's still running laterally, gets out of the end zone, and now turning it upfield for New Canaan. Defensive linemen are going all the way over there, but, I mean, it looked like could have been a safety there from Bruce Hopkins, but he's able to get out.
Yeah, making magic happen there, and he was running along that goal line for way too long. Honestly, I don't know why he cut back there with Henry Reagan making the tackle there. I think if he accelerates down the sideline, hopefully we'll see it again on this replay. I mean, O'Rourke trying to get the block, and then he shakes one.
He almost had him too.
Reagan nearly gets him. There goes Koch, who jukes. I think if he accelerates here, he can get by Reagan. Because look at how gassed Reagan is there on the ground. Afterwards, chasing him across the field horizontally. I mean,
just played a full drive of offense. Now gets stuck on the defensive end and is chasing Bruce Hopkins left and right.
Well, will be a first down for Darien. Showing pressure from Hierman over there. It'll just be a straight handoff. Up
great
they got.
tackle.
Nice job by New Canaan. How about that from big Ryan Francis?
Yeah, that's a great tackle from Ryan Francis. Able to just get his hands on him and swing him down. That's all you need to do when you're however big he is. I couldn't even tell you. But Ryan Francis, 6'3", 285 is at least what we have, but he could be bigger than that. He's a big guy, very scary to run against. In like 7th or 8th grade, we did some Oklahoma drills at Mead Park. It was not a good sight.
Yeah, not a football player anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, maybe because of that. No, but
Lane on the swing. That one incomplete. Intended for McGarren. That almost a little bubble over there, but New Canaan defense. I mean, if that does get completed, they looked ready over on that far side.
Yeah, and that's what I was discussing earlier, is they have to hit the quick passes. Chase Lane has to settle down. He's overthrown a lot of his guys. He's got a great arm, but he's just put too much on it. And he tried to lead McGarren down the field too much that time. He's just got to settle in, give the ball to McGarren, and then make him do what he can do with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, and this play looks really close to, we saw it in the Through the Years video at the start in 2019, the Turkey Bowl. Dean Ciancio actually picked off a ball on a swing pass that looked just like it at Darien that really shifted the tide.
Third and 8 Lane. He's got the wheel route the whole time, but he overthrows Henry Jeffers. You just mentioned it, Owen, how Lane overthrows a good amount of his receivers and running backs there. He was eyeing up Jeffers the whole time on the wheel route. He had him, but he just cannot connect with him.
Yeah, and that wheel route was nice. Right along the sideline. Perfect for Lane to drop in the bucket. But again, overthrown, like I mentioned, just before the play.
Yeah. So it looked like Darien could have got a good amount of yards there. I mean, he had some running room, but overthrown there, and punt unit comes out. Scallon now. Darien doing a little something of their own, lining up a bunch of guys to.
Canaan still got a lot up front.
Oh, it was gonna be. They were gonna run a fake. The timeout was called.
I mean, it looked like George got right back there too.
Yeah.
So. Oh, Coach Silvestri looks a little, I don't know, taken aback by that.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was an interesting play regardless. It seems like they were ready. So that was. So, in the meantime, during this timeout, we have something fun right now. Former Darien player and then New Canaan kicker Tucker Stevens made a lot of kicks for both teams, but we love him as a Ram, and might be viewed as a rival in certain places in Darien. He is down right now with Julia DiGiacomo, talking to him about the game and how he's doing. Julia.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Tucker Stevens on the sidelines. He's kicked for Darien his first 2 years and then New Canaan his junior and senior year. He's now kicking at Bowdoin. Tucker, thanks for being here. You've played on both sides of this rivalry. How does it feel to be watching the Turkey Bowl today?
It's really good to be back and, see both teams. And it's really good to just see all my friends and be back here on a beautiful day.
Yeah. Coach Marinelli joked about having to de-Darien you when you came to New Canaan. What was that transition like for you?
Coach Marinelli did a great job, kind of teaching me great things on the football field and off the football field, just to be a better person in general.
And finally, Tucker, which team are you rooting for today?
Go Rams.
That's all from me, guys. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Back to you.
Thank you, Julia. And, hearing from Tucker, PJ, I know you're good friends with him, and he's just a great guy all
Yeah,
around.
Tucker was my broadcasting buddy last year during the spring. We did some lacrosse games. It was phenomenal doing them with Tucker. He's a great guy. Really knowledgeable about all sports, it seems like. A great kicker. He's actually kicking and punting, he told me, at Bowdoin now. Not sure if you mentioned it. We couldn't quite hear Julia on our end. It seems like you guys were able to on your end, which is great. But Tucker, great guy, phenomenal. I was talking to him all week about getting this interview, and it's great that was able to happen.
So New Canaan will start with the good field position on the Darien 39. Quick pass from Hoffman, trying to find Koch there, kind of going through his hands, a little low and to the right of Koch. Bring up a 2nd and 10 after the punt there that was going on during the interview. Hegel getting that to the 39, but 2nd and 10 now for the Rams.
Yeah, I like the quick passes from the Rams. It was similar to the Brooks one that was able to be the only score so far in this one, just a drop by Koch.
Same empty sets, the same exact play pretty much to Charlie Koch. This time does connect, and Koch should have enough for a first down, unless they're marking him right shy, but it looks like yeah, it'll be enough for first down. So looked like the same play. New Canaan going quick with the tempo, not letting Darien any time. They're talking things over. Darien doesn't look too set, and they're going to keep doing it. This time to Esposito onto that left side, and New Canaan's just getting this quick yardage.
Yeah, and I love how New Canaan is going to the pass now, the quick pass with the injury to Steines. Matt Reed is wide open on the outside. Looks like Darien's over there, but New Canaan's going quick. I love it.
Same thing to Koch now. He's breaking a tackle. Charlie Koch pick up enough for a Rams first down. Darien is not ready for this. I mean, and I saw Ryan Gately. He's yelling at his guys to get ready, but no one's getting set.
Yeah, Gately, of course, the leader of the defense. McGarren now upset too, but this just shows Marinelli having faith in the players. Koch drops the first one. He goes right back to him, and he makes the catch. Darien needs to adjust on the fly, and they're unable to do so right now.
So here's Hoffman. Could be a little trickery, but goes to Koch, and, you bring him up, Ryan Gately. He'll do it himself if the defense isn't going to do it. Getting a stop in the backfield on Koch.
He's the strongest defensive player on this team by far. Not fooled for a second. There's a good shot on Charlie Koch right there. No one blocking Ryan Gately. Really, he needs to be blocked. Yeah. If you don't want him disrupting a play for a loss of 7, and I think that's what that was just there.
It looked like Koch was trying to gear up to throw that ball.
Yeah.
Esposito looked like he ran her out in the end zone, but Gately able to break it up well before Koch even pondered it.
Maybe a little Jameis play from last week with the Giants.
I love me some Jameis.
Gotta love Jameis. So here we go. Hoffman drops back. He's trying to find Reed towards there, and he's going to throw that one over to Esposito, and he'll just step out of bounds around the 10-yard line. And it will bring up a 3rd and goal for the Rams, and Owen, Darien, got to have a stop here.
Needs the stop, and they got one last time, the fumble on the goal line, and they were able to recover and then have a decent drive before, having to punt. But you got to believe that New Canaan isn't going to make the same mistakes and fumble on the goal line. Jake Valente going to come in, the tight end.
Yeah.
But Marinelli, he wants to cash in, and Darien defense needs to stand tall on 3rd down here.
So it looks like Buchanan going from kind of a blocking tight end to a receiving tight end from Vetterli to Valente.
Going to the end zone. Oh, incomplete. He had Benny Hegel on that corner route. Hoffman just puts a little too much air on that one. You see Marinelli's yelling at the sideline for something. Not sure what he's upset about.
He might
He's
be
not
looking up
happy
at Coach Nugent or the offensive guys up top,
Maybe.
right above, because it looks like he's kind of looking at us.
Almost, yeah. He's not happy.
I
with
doubt he's
something.
yelling at us.
You think he's listening to the broadcast?
in his ear. Yeah, he's yelling at someone up there, and it will be the kicking unit. And here is Neil Aurora, so not Perticello to kick the field goal. He's doing the kickoffs and the punting, but Neil Aurora, he has been fantastic this year from the spot. I think he's perfect on PATs, very good on field goals, and Aurora steps up, and just like that, making it an 11-point game, 11-0 for New Canaan off of the kick from Aurora. So again, Darien, they give up some yards. New Canaan gets into the red zone, but no touchdown for the Rams. Now 11-0.
Yeah, and Neil Aurora is phenomenal. He's really coming to his own as a kicker for the Rams this season. He got his first start against Ridgefield in that first home game. Perticello a little bit injured with his groin, and Aurora has been automatic on the PATs ever since. He's had some close, field goals, but some of them were a little far out of range that, maybe guys like Tucker and Ty Groff, especially in their sophomore years, would not be able to make.
Yeah.
And look how they turned out, both
doing it in college.
NCAA kickers.
Yeah. Ty at URI, of course, doing a nice job kicking there.
And then we just talked to Tucker at Bowdoin.
Yep. Well, Coach Marinelli, a big proponent of the field goal. When we talked to him yesterday, he was hyping up the 3 points, and he was shocked when we were discussing how Darien hasn't attempted a field goal in however long, 2 years up until
well, now
this
it's
point.
like an hour.
Yeah, but now, like I said before, you missed the one field goal. I don't think Andy Grant's ever going to try it ever again.
Yeah, Marinelli loves the special teams. I mean, he was almost adamant. He was like, "You want to ask our special teams guy a question?" I don't think he was really wanted the question, but there were a couple guys in the room that we were talking to. Everyone great on the New Canaan staff as always. Is that kick? It's going to cause some trouble for Jeffers, and again, Darien's special teams. Oh, and this is not working well. I think Bo Salert was in on there for the tackle, but a little mistake there again with Darien.
And I don't know why Jeffers is even bothering picking up that football. I mean, even risking the loss of possession there. I mean, you see how weird this ball is spinning as it's kicked off the foot of Perticello, and this ball's slowing down. There's no need to pick that up. You see the two guys coming unblocked. There's no point there in making yourself get hit. Fall on it, let the defense down it. There's no point there, but...
Well, if New Canaan got it, it would have been New Canaan ball. But
oh, of course. Sorry, I'm thinking
Punt.
punts.
Yeah.
I'm all lost there.
So Darien,
happens to the best of us.
So Chase Lane and the offense to take this field. It's to be man, Jancarelli kind of guarding that slot over there. Lane kind of faked the run, and again, miscommunication by this Darien offense. It was going to be a little pop pass out to that left side, but receiver wasn't ready out there.
It was Hopkins, his main target the past few weeks that we were talking about, and I do kind of like this play call. It's very, very interesting. Is he fakes that draw. That's what Lane likes to do. Fake, plant, and then run. And this time, again, just missed. And he had the open man. He missed the wheel route now with Jeffers, the screen pass to McGarren. Chase Lane's got to settle in now. 3 wide receivers to his right.
Yeah, Hopkins definitely would have had enough for a first down there. Had some running room as New Canaan now backing off a bit. Here's Lane just keeping it directly, and he's brought down by the New Canaan D-line. Looks like Francis in there along with Kroll.
Ryan Francis, we have said his name quite a bit today, a lot more than I think we're really used to. He's great as a nose guard, but a lot of teams don't really like to run it up the middle against New Canaan. Probably for that reason, because you got guys like Mike Harris and Grant Hickey and Ryan Francis who break up plays, and then you got Darien, whose MO is chase lane basically right up the gut. So, you know, an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Yeah.
Some physics for you there, Bell,
There you
right,
go.
Mr. Barnett?
Yep, 2 quick plays there. Now 3rd and 11. Lane rolls right. Heavy pressure from Hickey, and then he is crushed by Jack Kroll, laying the boom on Chase Lane. And Darien, I mean, it just seems like from what happened on the first drive, that offense looked so good, and now it's mistakes on special teams, taking sacks now, and this New Canaan defense is having a field day.
Yeah, Jack Kroll, Ryan Brooks, we've said their names so much. Jack Kroll, you see, that is a perfect form tackle right there from Jack Kroll, and you know, he might lack a little bit of size on Chase Lane, but that intensity and that ferociousness, along with that power, he's coming in fast, really did it for him.
Yeah. So Scallon to punt this one. It's Hegel. You see where he's standing. He's already at, you know, Darien's 45, so anticipating good field position here for the Rams. Scallon, good punt high in the air. Hegel will catch this one.
Oh, that hit
that
the
touch
Darien
a
player.
Yeah, I think it hit a Darien player, not a Rams.
It didn't hit it. You can't play. The
There's
blew
no
the
whistle.
They blew the whistle. I heard it, and he threw the thing.
They're going to
So
run
there's
it in
confusion.
anyways.
The ref's running down there like
They're saying
a touchdown is called.
They're saying touchdown.
A touchdown is called for Darien. Did it hit a
They blew the
Ram is going to
whistle.
be the question. It looked like it hit one of the Darien players for sure. Did it hit a New Canaan Ram? Call on the field is touchdown.
This is unbelievable.
I've never seen anything like this before.
We have 7 referees here. No one can.
All the
understand what's
the
going
refs
on.
are going to have to talk about this.
The refs are going to have to talk
So let's take
things
a all
over.
right. We got to see the replay here real quick. Did it hit Hegel or anyone back there?
Just,
It might.
just
I don't know.
Darien. It looked like
It
39
definitely-
is that. That's Jack Mitchell. Yeah.
Jack-
no New Canaan person. Jack Mitchell. Too.
It hit Mitchell. The refs are talking this over. It 100% hit Mitchell.
It hit Mitchell square in the chest
But
and rolled
the
out. It
question
didn't
is,
look like it.
Did it hit
Hegel
Hegel or one of the New
They're
Canaan
I don't think.
runners?
Yeah, they're pulling it back.
They're pulling this. They're calling this one back. That would have been.
Out. Yeah.
Might have been the
Never
craziest
seen- yeah.
Turkey Bowl
Out,
touchdown
100%.
ever. That was. Yeah, that one hit off Mitchell's chest for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easily off Mitchell. The only question if it like grazed one of maybe Hegel or someone back there, but ref making
It looked
the call
like
that
Mitchell was slow to it too, which was not convincing at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
If he bolted to the end zone, maybe, but
Yeah. So New Canaan will start with it on the 41. So you know, a little strange there, but hey, it's Turkey Bowl. Bound to see something new happen every once in a while. There is the handoff to Moultrie. Getting a nice little pickup there for the Rams as Flente now subbing in.
yeah. And I think one interesting thing, you look at Andrew Esposito. He's wearing a different jersey than the rest of the guys. Looks like that's the old New Canaan black jersey. Just thought something interesting to note. You know,
It's for the jersey
actually,
fanatics.
I do
I
see that.
like those new jerseys, or the old jerseys, the one
Yeah.
that Esposito's wearing a little bit more than the current blacks.
Well, there's the wide receiver screen out to Esposito. Nice gain. He'll have enough for a first down. And I mean, PJ, if we're talking about Rams jerseys, my favorite was, you know, the old one, the Ram horn helmets. Obviously, the
Oh, yeah,
2016
of course.
Turkey Bowl. My opinion, one of the greatest football games ever. I was right here in these stands. Tough loss for New Canaan.
Yeah,
though, in
your-
that
your
game.
brother was the captain.
Yeah, he was playing in that game. Unfortunately, 37-34 loss. That's the last time you guys can hold your head and say you won one of those Turkey Bowls, eh?
Darien has won. It's been New Canaan 7 straight times since.
And look at that New Canaan student section getting loud with the horn over there. Seems a little counterintuitive. Maybe you don't want to be playing that when the
Timeout
boys
from
have the
Darien,
offense,
yeah.
but Darien calling a timeout. All smiles on this New Canaan sideline right now. Student section's loving it. Something's got to change if you're Darien right now. And Owen, I mean, where do you even start for Darien? I honestly think special teams might be most important because it's the bad field position. But in your eyes, what do you think Darien's got to change?
Yeah, the bad field position has been killer, and it's it doesn't make it easy on the offense. I think the defense has done a great job. Of course, the one big play touchdown, but other than that, they've done a good job of not allowing the points to be scored. Of course, the fumble recovery at the goal line was huge. And then it starts again with the quarterback. Starts with Chase Lane. Connecting, hitting the receivers, and the offensive line needs to block up to the second level and allow the gaps to be shown so that Chase Lane can see that, the other running backs can see that, and that's what I think. It starts with the first half, excuse me, the second quarter has to end if you're Darien with no points for New Canaan, at the most a field goal.
Yeah, New Canaan, I mean, the student section is hyper now. I think Mr. Valente, Jake's dad, is in there. He's got a speaker, he's got the horn. He's getting all the students fired up. And
he did that last year in the state championship too. I was there. That was a sight to see, at least.
Yeah, special set for New Canaan here as Moultrie gets that direct carry, and then he'll get pushed back, almost crunched there by a couple of those Darien linemen. Yeah, Jack Hanley in there.
Jack Hanley in there, one of the captains, and under center look for New Canaan out of the I formation. Yeah. That's rare for them.
Yeah.
This horn keeps going off in the
I know, it's like
maybe
section. You don't wait. It's like, if we could tell them, wait till Darien has the ball. It's interesting. But
usually you should make noise when, when the other team is on offense to try to disrupt it. But I mean,
Mr. Valente does his things. If you know him and you know Jake, I mean, that's what they are. Their personalities, they're both great. They're loud, but they're both great people.
See Grant Hickey out wide here. I'd love to see an out route to Grant Hickey.
Yeah. So here's Hoffman with the horn blaring over there. Goes out to Moultrie, and he puts the shoulder down, enough for a first down. Jeff Moultrie picking up.
There's a flag
over there.
I think that's a face mask. Moultrie readjusted his referee signaling for it, yeah. Maurici, maybe?
Might have been on number 18, Alex Maurici, over there. And
face mask on Darien.
Pushing way up the field now.
So moving it closer to the goal line for the Rams. And you just see that over there. Moultrie is wide open. There's not a defender within 10 yards of him.
Yeah, they just dropped to a deep zone up there on the side, and the corners kind of played on the middle, and there's just no one there for Moultrie on a hitch there.
Yeah, they could have thrown it to Ryan Brooks too, and he would have just scored a touchdown because that's like what he does. But
5 catches, 5 touchdowns.
So New Canaan ball on the 8-yard line, first and goal. Bunch on that left side. Here's the toss to Moultrie, trying to use the wheels to get out to the left, but nice stop by Gately, some of the other linemen there.
Gately again in on the stop. He's been in the backfield early for the Blue Wave. And Moultrie's going to have to step it up, especially in the second half with Stein down. And he's done a good job. He's made the most of his touches. That catch was big on the last play.
Yeah, so Moultrie maybe getting that one back to the line of scrimmages. Refs will.
Is that a timeout?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Darien was out of timeouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was something going on over there to stop playing momentarily, but back refs are talking to each other, but I think we'll be back underway here. At least we should be. Hoffman by himself in the gun. You see that bunch to the left with Valente starting it out, and then Moultrie and Esposito. As Hoffman drops back, throws that little pop pass on the drag to Esposito. Nice tackling there by Darien on Esposito there.
That was Thurlow, and if Chris Thurlow doesn't make that tackle, Esposito is probably in for a touchdown there. You see he's trying to get outside to the edge, and he probably is a lot more faster than Chris Thurlow. He's a lot faster than probably almost everybody on this field. But you see that Thurlow able to just use the angle, kind of dive at him a little bit and wrap him up. That's all you got to do, especially down close against a guy like Esposito.
Just about a minute to go for the end of the half. 3rd and goal on the 8 for New Canaan. Hoffman, he's dropping back. He's looking to the corner out to Benny Hegel. He's got it. Touchdown, New Canaan. Benny Hegel, the senior wide receiver, coming in clutch, and he'll extend the lead to 17 for the Rams.
That's a great pass, great catch from Benny Hegel, the guy who only got his first career touchdown against Stanford, and then ever since then, he has been playing phenomenal and just everywhere for this New Canaan team. He has really seen an increase of targets and an increase of big plays in these past couple weeks. And you see Hegel there, a great catch in coverage there. Wasn't quite able to see the number for Darien, but it's a great catch for Hegel, and that's what you're used to now with a guy like Benny.
Extra point is up and good from Neil Aurora, 18-0, and it's all New Canaan in this first half.
Yeah, it is. That was Maurici in coverage, someone that has played into the safety role the past few weeks, taking the spot of Chase Lane and Wes Scallon, really. So they throw to that left side. It's a great route and a great throw from Maddox Hoffman, being able to drop it right in the hands of his receiver. Now 55 seconds left. Darien got the ball to start this game, and they had a great drive, and it resulted in a missed field goal attempt. So now they have to move fast if they want to score. I mean, New Canaan has 3 timeouts. You can't run this out to the half. You want to score before you give New Canaan the football back. You just got to be careful to not get too aggressive and put the ball where it shouldn't be, which is in the Rams' hands.
Yeah, and this momentum entirely in favor of New Canaan. There's, the stadium pulse in college football. It is at max right now. Darien is feeling the pressure, but it's the Turkey Bowl. You can't rule out anything. A big comeback could happen. I mean, talk about that 2016 game. I think it was New Canaan was down by 24. I think it was 34-10. Yeah, it was 34-10, I believe, in that game. And New Canaan came back and sent that to OT. So you can never say a Turkey Bowl is over until the clock hits triple zeros. As the return back there, it's Levine.
Yeah, it was 34-10.
Yeah, Levine will get brought down around the 20. So 50 seconds left for the Wave. They got to get something here.
That one was 34-10 going into like the.
Yeah, I think
it was going into the fourth or something. It was pretty late.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. But Darien, I think their defense really needs to turn it up. I mean, 18 points allowed already, and you forget Darien also did force a fumble on the 1-yard line, which New Canaan was driving that entire drive. So really, tons and tons of momentum for the Rams.
Yeah, and we talk about that 7-game win streak. For last year, the Turkey Bowl was 34-0. New Canaan won. The year before that was 31-17. New Canaan won. If you go back, those were both the 2 highest scoring games for New Canaan in that 7-game winning streak.
So there's Lane dropping back. There's a nice pass from Darien, getting something going, and a little more. Nice job by Ryan McGarren, getting close to the 50, and that's arguably, besides the screen, that's the best play for Darien right
Absolutely, and that's what they need. But of course, there's going to be a flag down. That's
I didn't even see that on the far side.
That's going to draw that play all the way back. They finally get the good play. It's a nice slant across the field from McGarren, and Lane hits him well. I think it might have been on Joe Roche, the sophomore, who's asking questions here.
Yeah, looks like it on the outside there.
Maybe, yeah, but that's a great throw.
Yeah.
And not too much open space for McGarren, but then he accelerates down the sideline, and then the one play going to bring it, or the one flag, excuse me, going to bring it all the way back. And now you only have 42 seconds, and you have to make up even more ground.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Grant, he nearly threw his headset there right when he saw the ref say hold, and he didn't want to hear anymore of who even committed it.
As someone that's seen a lot of Darien football, that headset has been through a lot, let me tell you.
Yeah, I can guarantee you it is not 1st and 40, by the way,
no.
On the scoreboard right there. Slight side. Oh, incorrect. That'd be crazy.
1st and 15.
Some motion. Lane will drop back, faking it, and he'll just throw that one short.
That was
dangerous. Yeah, McGarren was the intended target. If that pops up like a little bit higher, that's probably an interception. And Darien, I mean, now you're at a point, the clock stopped. There's 39 seconds. New Canaan has all their timeouts. You're playing a risky game right now if you're Darien.
If I'm Darien, I'm trying to just get quick, screen or swing passes and kill as much time as you can and try, as you might to get a first down, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, especially with the New Canaan defense.
Yeah, and I don't understand the play call. You run a drag right across your line, and then you have to force Chase Lane to throw between an offensive line and a defensive line that's collectively about 1,000 pounds. You're not going to play very well.
Yeah, so there's just a straight handoff to Jeffers, and he'll get brought down. Maybe losing a yard if anything.
Timeout. Marinelli.
Silvestri is even calling the timeout as well. So clock stops with 33 seconds left.
Wait, so is that New Canaan's first timeout or second one? Because didn't they call the timeout on the fake punt?
That was Darien.
That was Darien that called it? I thought it was New Canaan.
Yeah, it was Darien on that one. So New Canaan still has two timeouts. So 3rd and 16. So if Darien's going to run this, run the ball on this play, which you'd imagine unless it's a screen or something, call a timeout, maybe 29 seconds left, punt. You can't get this ball, low 20s, 22, 23 seconds left. But, I mean, if you're around the 50, one big play, try and get
a deep to Espo, and all of a sudden you're right back in business, right?
I mean, we know Neil Leroy. He has a big leg. We called the game. He had a 44, 45
he had a
yarder.
40, I think it was 43 in Ridgefield or maybe Bunnell, one of those two. It was earlier on in the season, but Aurora, you get it inside the 20, and he's probably money.
Yeah, I mean, even 20, I mean, if you want to try 25, 26 might be, you know, the edge of that range for a 42, 43-yard field goal. It all depends, you know, what will happen here and, you know, the ensuing punt.
Yeah, the only thing
all the way and score.
Sounds crazy. I mean, the only thing I could see here is maybe they swing Jeffers out of the backfield for a screen. If it's not a run, that's the only thing I can imagine if it's not a run. But Jeffers leads the team in yards per carry, so you never know.
So Lane, he's just going to hand this one straight off to Jeffers. Nice tackle there by Hierman. Timeout with 28 seconds left by the Rams. And we'll have one left. You know, we can use that on offense how they please, but
Coach Nugent actually left the press box.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was thinking that I was just going to go down to the locker room, and now he's on the field with Maddox Hoffman, so maybe a little bit of a different vantage point for him. But
probably better, though. I mean, you get direct talk to Hoffman.
Yeah, that's probably good, especially quick in a, you know, in a quick play situation when you're 2-minute drill, even less than 30-second drill, and you're just trying to get quick plays off. You know, if you need to go into the hurry up, he's right there.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure nothing crazy happens on this punt like we almost had on that last one, where it seems like, you know, Darien thought they had scored, a touchdown was called on the field, but, you know, it was correctly ruled down where it was. And right now, Reed and Hegel back there. Hegel just scoring the last touchdown for New Canaan, now back there on the punt duties. Scallon.
Oh, that almost got blocked.
Very close to getting blocked. That goes straight out of bounds. And the field position for New Canaan, and now might even change up the play call from what you might have originally had. You don't need as much. We'll see where the
inside the 30 the
spot is.
28.
I mean, even from there, you could try and have Neal kick, you know, something maybe 44, 45-yard line, or 45-yard field goal, excuse me. But now you still have a timeout too, so now you can hit the middle of the field. Tough to see from that if it didn't get, you know, barely tipped or something, but bad for Darien on the special teams. You know, you got to fix that.
Yeah, it's the second punt that's been visibly kind of off the side of Wes Scallon's foot. And he's been solid punting all year long. Of course, you know, he lost him in that safety role more. He's been playing a little bit in that role. He's not on, or he is on the field right now, excuse me. But yeah, like you mentioned, inside the 30-yard line now, and they could easily score with 22 seconds in a timeout.
Yeah. I mean, now this opens it up. You can take the shot to Esposito. Now you can go middle of the field.
You've got Espo one-on-one outside.
Yeah. Hoffman drops back. Esposito is going deep. Fires that one. That one's caught. Nice hit there. It's Matt Reed getting that one inside of the 20.
Canaan's hurrying it up.
See if the Rams not calling their timeout. Chains were moving, so 10 seconds now, under 10 seconds. Hoffman might just throw this one out of bounds or throw that one quick. Esposito drops that one, but not the worst thing there to just stop the clock. So 4 seconds left, and the kick unit comes out for the Rams.
I would like the timeout after the catch there. That was Reed on the last one, and I would like the timeout, maybe then throws one more to the shot to the end zone for Esposito. He's got height on pretty much everyone, but they'll take their 3 points, and Aurora will try to cash in.
So from the 19, be a 36-yarder for Neil Aurora to try and end the perfect half for New Canaan and go up 21. Kick is up from Aurora. That one, no good. Wide to the right, just slightly for Aurora. He rarely misses kicks, but he shouldn't have, hold his head too high there. He's still a great kicker. But nonetheless, that will do it for the first half. New Canaan 18, Darien 0. PJ, an emphatic half from the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams, I mean, phenomenal defensively, phenomenal offensively. It has really been a great half cumulatively for New Canaan. I think Darien really came out and gave New Canaan a little bit of a shock, but it really, I think, New Canaan was able to find their own. They were able to settle down and get into a groove, and ever since then, it's been money.
Yeah, and Owen very quickly on Darien. Bad first half there for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, bad first half. No points scored. It's not what you want. I mean, Coach Lou Marinelli has been coaching this defense to a T, and it has shown Darien has the big plays, and they miss on the field goal. And I think ever since then, they've just been down on themselves and not able to convert.
Yeah, right now we do have Coach Marinelli down on the sideline with Claire Hickey. Claire.
So, Coach, I mean, your team's up 18-0 in the first half. I mean, with the season you've had, don't think you'd expect anything less, but going into the second half, you must be happy with your team, and is there anything that you want to do differently?
I'm really not happy. We lost about 3 touchdowns that we should have had. Fumble on the one. I mean, you know, I'm happy that we're up 18, and we're going to come out the second half. We're going to try to keep on going. But, it was such a sloppy half for us. And it's frustrating when we have a really good team and they start to play like this.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a great season so far. So, yeah, I mean, I bet you're expecting lots of more points on the board. So, good luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Of course. Bye. Yeah, that's it.
Good.
Thank you, Claire. So that will do it for the first half. Again, New Canaan 18, Darien 0. Don't go anywhere. We plan some sponsors at halftime and a special thanks video that we shot with some of the players from both teams. So again, that will do it for the first half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the start of the second half.
I'm most thankful for being here today, to being a coach of New Canaan High School, to be able to play on Thanksgiving, and to be able to go to the playoffs with this group.
Obviously my family, my football family, community of Darien.
I'm most thankful for my teammates because every single one of them is willing to put their body on the line for one another, and all we care about is getting the win.
I'm thankful for my family and all the opportunities they have gifted me over these years.
I'm thankful for my family.
I'm thankful for my O-line.
I'm thankful the most for the O-line.
My family and my friends. Shout out Quinn Mullen and the Wing of Beavers.
For the Preds.
I'm thankful for my friends, my family, especially my mom and dad, all they've done.
I'm most thankful for my family, my parents.
Something I'm thankful for is this football team and the captains and the leadership that has been growing since August.
I'm thankful for football.
I'm probably most thankful for my parents and everything they do for me.
My friends and my family and all my teammates.
My favorite Thanksgiving food, of course, you gotta have turkey with the stuffing and the gravy and the mashed potatoes. I mean, I like them all, and it's an all-day affair once I get home. Hopefully we win the game, so it'll go down much easier.
Favorite food on Thanksgiving, a couple different things. Scalloped corn, which we've been a tradition in my family for a long time. Mashed potatoes loaded up with gravy.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is turkey because can't go wrong with turkey.
And my favorite Thanksgiving food is turkey.
It's cornbread and asparagus.
You gotta go with the turkey.
Mac and cheese and yams.
Mac and cheese.
Probably say like the sweet potatoes and like the marshmallows on top.
It's gotta be mashed potatoes.
Favorite Thanksgiving side dish is bread and mac and cheese.
Probably mashed potatoes.
Has to be mashed potatoes with gravy.
Probably gotta be stuffing. Can't go wrong with a little stuffing.
I would say either mashed potatoes with gravy or stuffing. A good stuffing I like.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile. You're in good hands. We thank Platinum sponsor Frangione Engineering. Are you planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We thank Platinum sponsor Manfredi Jewels. Manfredi Jewels, your local official Rolex jeweler, is excited to continue carrying the finest jewelry and watch brands and welcome the New Canaan community into their newly renovated store. Go Rams! We thank Platinum sponsor Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. We thank Platinum sponsor Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We also thank our Platinum sponsor Hoyt Livery for 30-plus years of service. We would like to thank our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich, a family-owned deli right here in town, serving the New Canaan community since 1986. They are a proud supporter of the New Canaan community and all of our sports teams. We'd like to thank our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. We thank our new gold sponsor, Levco. Levco is the premier provider of fuel, oil, propane, and HVAC solutions, serving thousands of homeowners across Fairfield and New Haven County. For the last 45 years, Levco has proudly served the residents of New Canaan with efficient and cost-effective fuel deliveries, expert heating service, cooling service, and equipment replacement. Known for rapid emergency response, competitive fuel prices, and safe, reliable deliveries that keep homes comfortable year-round, Levco is the trusted choice for keeping your home safe and comfortable. We thank gold sponsor Carnegie Prep, who, since 1986, has offered academic support for students and families in Fairfield County. Carnegie Prep prepares students to meet the challenges of standardized testing, academic classes, and college admission. We also thank gold sponsor New Beauty and Wellness, a state-of-the-art luxury medical spa right here in town. They offer a broad range of skin, body, and medical services. Call for a consultation today. And we thank new gold sponsor Wendy Wernerberg of the Hanlamore Kaplan team at William Ravis Real Estate. You can count on them to assist you with all of your real estate goals. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Go Rams!
Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the QR code shown here or visit our website at dafmedia.org. The link to donate is also in the description of this YouTube video. For those of you who prefer a more traditional approach, checks can be made payable to DAF Media and mailed to the address shown here. Any donation of $1,000 or more will be recognized as sponsors of our broadcasts for 1 year. Feel free to pause the broadcast to write this down. Thanks for watching and supporting DAF Media.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dunning Stadium here in New Canaan for the Turkey Bowl. We wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Guys, we just got to jump right into that one. Tough first half for Darien. New Canaan lead it 18-0. I guess the only thing maybe you could talk about, if you're going to hold your head high for Darien, Neil Aurora did miss that kick. Could be 21-0 for New Canaan, but it was all Rams in that first half. And, you know, PJ, I guess I'll start with you. If we're going to talk about New Canaan, what a half just in general from all sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they were phenomenal, right? 18 points in the first half against a very strong Darien defense. And there were several missed opportunities for New Canaan in that first half, too. Of course, that fumble on the 1-yard line by Dallas George, and then the missed field goal from Neil Aurora. That could be 28-0 very, very easily if Darien didn't clutch up in those two moments. But it's really, it's been a very strong half offensively and defensively for New Canaan. They have not given Darien much.
Yeah, and you talk about that. We have some highlights to roll right now.
Yeah.
I mean, just mentioning that whole first half. So let's roll the tape for some of what we saw in that first half. So early on, this was early for Darien.
Yeah.
We all saw this, and it looked good for Darien. Maybe it was going to be an indicator for the game, but it was not.
Yeah, that was Darien's lone bright spot really in the first half. They got down to the 5. You're thinking, hey, we're going to score a touchdown. And then Andy Grant shockingly attempts the field goal. Now he's never going to attempt one again. I was talking to Neve Sagal on the sideline, who listened to Grant, and then he said Andy Grant was pretty upset after that missed field goal and doesn't look like he'll try one again.
Yeah, PJ had a nice run there from the Rams, and they really were establishing stuff in the short passes as well. And then this play right here from Ryan Brooks.
Ryan Brooks just turns around, takes it all the way, and this was right after Henry Stein got injured. So people were thinking, oh, maybe you'll ease Jeff Moultrie in. Nope, they'll just throw it outside to Ryan Brooks, and he'll take it all the way. Then the interesting 2-point conversion to Jack Kroll. That one was quite a play call. And then Andrew Esposito on the deep ball. He makes it look easy. Then here's the fumble from Dallas George on the 1-yard line. This one could have easily, this game could easily be 25-0 in favor of New Canaan if he doesn't fumble that. And then here's Aurora. That's the missed. Oh, no,
that's the make.
That's the make. But yeah,
is this the punt?
This is
the weird
strange
play.
Punt that hit off of Darien's Jack Mitchell. I guess no whistle was blown and picked up by Mitchell, who just took it into the end zone.
I think he could have sold that a little bit more. He's kind of like.
It was a signal, a touchdown, and then overturned by the refs. I mean, Hanley's celebrating with them, but.
Yeah, and this was Hoffman with a nice pass over to Benny Hegel, and PJ Hegel's had a great game today.
Yeah, Hegel has been phenomenal. He made that great catch, and he's been on fire. As you see now, the missed field goal that capped off the first half. New Canaan looked like they were, having a good quick drive after getting the ball with only about 20-something seconds left, and thought that they were going to squeak out a couple more points, but unfortunately we're not able to.
Yeah, so Darien, to make matters worse, and New Canaan's going to start with the ball here, start the second half. So, I mean, if you're Darien, you got to obviously get the stop first, but then offensively, what do you want to see from the Blue Wave and maybe more specifically Chase Lane and the rest of the boys?
Yeah, well, Chase Lane's got to convert on those passes. I mentioned the overthrows, and then we saw them very blatantly. And then right before halftime, we saw him hit a nice pass to McGarren. I think his best pass of the day without question, but then the play's called back due to a holding penalty on Joe Roche. So if he's able to hit receivers like he did with McGarren, not get antsy in the pocket. A lot of times, Chase Lane doesn't have much time when he doesn't have much time. So when he has all that time, he's got to settle in. He's got to take deep breaths and just nice and easy, just like it's practice, hit those guys like he hit McGarren on that one slant route across the field that unfortunately got called back.
Yeah, and PJ for New Canaan, fantastic first half, really. I mean, maybe missed down a couple points on the field goal and the fumble there. Second half, what do you want to see from the Rams?
Yeah, I would like to see them run the ball a little bit more, right? Stein got hurt, and Moultrie comes in as the running back for the Rams, Jeff Moultrie. But I would like to see them run the ball maybe a little bit more with Maddox Hoffman. Maybe you put a guy like Andrew Esposito or Charlie Koch, Dallas George, Jack Kroll in the backfield, but also get Moultrie involved, right? Because if this is a big injury for Stein, you're going to need to run the ball in the playoffs. So ease into it a little bit, right? You don't have to run. I'm not saying run it every single play, but I'm saying get a couple run plays on first or second down and, try and make Darien pay a little bit.
Yeah, so, again, 18-0. And, this isn't the only game with, implications all around. Obviously, Thanksgiving, got the rivalries going on. So we'll take a look at some of the scores around the league. St. Joe's up big, 28-0 on Trumbull. How about that? And Greenwich Staples, very close, 20-19 in favor of Greenwich. You see Maloney up 14-7 in a big game. If you tuned to the pregame show, you would know the implications, how big that is, especially for the one right here. And then Fairfield Ludlow up 21-0 on the crosstown rivals and wards. So great games all around the state of Connecticut. We have a good one here. Hopefully we can keep that up in the second half. And PJ, actually regarding the Maloney game, so what was the scenario again regarding this one in the Maloney Plat?
Yeah, so I'll go through So Maloney Platt, if you're a Darien fan, you like that score. You want Maloney to win because Maloney is 60 points further behind Platt than, and Platt is probably has a better chance to jump Darien if this score holds. So if you're Darien, you want Maloney to win to give yourselves a better shot, and then it comes down to those nitty-gritty bonus points to see who sneaks in as that 8th seed if Darien does lose this one, and then those other games really all are kind of what we expected, right? The Rumble and Trumbull, St. Joe's.
Oh, man. Gotta cut you off there real quickly. How about that? The squib kick. Jack Kroll is going to take that already across to the 45-yard line. So bad for the Darien special teams. It's a continuation of the poor performance in that from the first half, and a nice job from New Canaan to start out well.
Yeah, and so just going back to what I was saying before I comment on that play, the other one, Ludlow, Ward. Ludlow looks to lock up, I think, the 6th seed if they win, if that score holds, which it looks like they have been killing Ward all day long. And then the Greenwich Staples one, no implications in Class L, but that is still an interesting one to see for schools around the SEC, and that is what you expect between those two teams. Yeah. But Jack Kroll, going back to that, Darien had a kickoff like that in the state championship last year, and Kroll returned it all the way up the sideline into probably about the 30-yard line. So just regular for Jack Kroll.
Hoffman throws the screen out to Moultrie. He'll get a couple.
I want to go back to that kickoff for a second. I don't understand the idea of kicking it short there. Pretty much everyone on this New Canaan Rams team, looking at the stats, they have rushing attempts. They have receptions. Anyone can make a play, and you kick it towards the direction of Jack Kroll, who has carries and who can make plays happen.
Yeah.
And there's another run along the sideline.
Shoved close to the first down marker there. But, yeah, I mean, we keep bringing up, especially regarding Darien, it's the special teams, right? Missed field goal, but it's the things that aren't going to be shown in the stat sheet, like those kickoffs where, you know, it's bad kicks or punts that are poor and going out of bounds that are giving New Canaan chances. So Darien's really got to clean that up in this half.
It's like Quinn Jens.
Hoffman, it's a trick play. Jens throws it back to Hoffman. Trickery from the Rams. Hoffman's got a whole lot of room down that left sideline. Cutting inside. Hoffman is in. Touchdown, New Canaan. How about that? Quinn Jens to throw the touchdown. Maddox Hoffman to run it all the way in. Unbelievable. I've never seen that from New Canaan.
That is a phenomenal play. New Canaan, they were able to hide Jens in that quad set, and you see him just back off. It looks like a screen, and you see Andrew Esposito leaking over the middle of the field. You think Jens is going to turn upfield, and look, you see Esposito on the top right of your screen. He leaked out across the field. Darien's thinking that Jens is going to throw it to Esposito. Hoffman backs out. The entire offensive line is sitting there waiting for Hoffman to catch that ball and bolt up the sideline. And phenomenal play call from Coach Jimmy Nugent. Now it's 25-0 New Canaan.
And Coach Marinelli, he teased that yesterday. He said that with all the time, like I said before, you're going to see things that we haven't seen before. You haven't seen that from New Canaan. The two quarterbacks coming in. Maddox Hoffman now has throwing touchdown, rushing touchdown, and receiving touchdown on the year, same as his counterpart, Chase Lane. There he is now. There's some good shots there on that graphic. With 25-0 New Canaan, this game's starting to get a little out of reach now. 4 scores. New Canaan's up on Darien.
Yeah, and PJ, I mean, before the game, we were always kind of joking about it. We were saying Jen's, you know, throwing a touchdown or being involved on the stat sheet somehow, but what a play there. And, I mean, that just has to go to Jimmy Nugent in the play call. No one has ever seen that from, you know, a New Canaan offense. That's the last thing you're expecting, to see the backup quarterback catch that one. And, you know, props to Jens. He had a nice little fake there. You know, one step up, get the defense to bite on him, then cross field right over there. You know, I wonder if that's inspiration from the Giants, almost looking like that Jameis touchdown from last week. You know, Jimmy Nugent, as always, though, with great play calls nonetheless. And 25-0 for the Rams, and Darien's got a big hole to dig out of here.
And just quickly, something to note that I just noticed on the New Canaan sideline, Charlie Koch is not in his pads, not in gear. He's wearing street clothes with his jersey over top. He finished out that first half just fine, and I guess, I don't know, maybe something happened, but Koch does not look to be returning in this game, which is a scary sight for the Rams because another injury is not what you want.
And Darien, again, Owen, I mean, it's like a broken record what we're saying with the special teams here. I mean, Jeffers He's just letting that ball bounce, and he's taking it almost the worst angle.
Yeah, I don't understand. Again, we've seen Jeffers get too short on the ball and have it eat him up over his back shoulder. Now we've seen him clearly is able to catch this ball, but will let it bounce. And then it's not a soccer ball or basketball, it's a football. You don't know where the heck that thing's going. And so now he's got to pick it up at a weird angle for the second time today, I believe. And now Darien is in, again, bad field position inside their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, in the bad field position on the 10. You know, New Canaan's defense, they love this situation. I mean, Chris Silvestri, the defense coordinator, wants you to be pushed back as Lane will take himself outside, gets by Jancarelli, and then Marsili will bring him down over on the near sideline.
And Coach Marinelli for the Rams had high praise for Chase Lane. Said he was the best athlete on the team. I mean, it's shown that he's doing it a lot on each side of the ball in different positions throughout the sport, but Marinelli liked the legs. We asked him if you could coach one player on Darien, who would that be? Yeah. And he said he would love to coach Chase Lane and have him on the team, just be able to do kind of everything.
Yeah.
He also said that he does like Maddox Hoffman.
Yes, he did.
Yes, that is true.
He did. Lane can play multiple positions, though.
Yeah. So there's the handoff to Levine. Getting a few there. We'll bring up a 3rd and short, about a 3rd and 2 for the Wave. And Francis in there for the stop.
Just great sniffing out that play. Looks like it's Francis and it's Heerman and Hickey who just got the sportsmanship award at halftime. So congratulations to you, Grant. But Canaan, this defense has been phenomenal all over the place. The defensive line really turning it up today, which I don't think a lot of people were expecting.
Yeah, Lane is going to drop back to do the initial pass. Takes a big shot there.
He's
close to the stick. He's right on the marker, and it will be enough for a first down from Chase Lane, looking for the pass, but I mean, it seems like almost everyone knows he's going to try and run that at some point, which he does get the first down.
He's really physical too. He's really physical as a runner as well, lunging over that first down marker line. And we talked about Rowan Levine in our pregame down on the field. Hasn't gotten many touches. You saw him motion out wide. I think he was looking for that, Chase Lane that is, to complete it to number 12. Bortel in the backfield now. They have not really given it to the running back so far this game. It's been Chase Lane running it.
Yeah, mostly Lane, the quarterback, now mostly running back. That one will go to Bortel. He's had a steam in the initial surge, and then will get stopped a couple yards short of the marker.
And just going back to speaking about Lane and his rushing ability, it looks like New Canaan is putting Jack Kroll back there as kind of a spy, and maybe he's playing a little bit of a zone there in the hook curl, but he's really mainly acting as a spy for New Canaan. It seems like every time Lane tries to scramble up the gut, Jack Kroll is there to meet him.
Lane dropping back. Pass at some point. There's one-on-one. He's brought down in the backfield for the sack. Great job by everyone. New Canaan looks like Hickey's in there. Francis down as well.
Just a great pressure from New Canaan, and Lane, when he's forced to throw, New Canaan is still sending the pressure because they know of his ability to scramble, as looks like Grant and Francis both in there.
Yeah, Lane kind of stepped up into the pressure that time. He had McGarren in the flat upfield. I don't think he saw him, but good man-to-man coverage downfield as well.
Yeah, 3rd and 5, little shift. 3-man rush for New Canaan. Oh my God, Heerman
that up.
Into the backfield. He's sprinting over their lane. Almost picked off through the hands of Dante Marsili. And a dangerous play from the Wave. You had Heerman in the backfield and then almost intercepted by Marsili.
Yeah, Marsili, he's playing boundary corner, what you don't normally see them getting too many interceptions. Connor Mazza was a great boundary corner for the Rams last year, as you saw Heerman blow up that play. Looks like Darien was trying to maybe get a screen going or something right there, but Marsili, a lot of teams don't really target the boundary corner because it's a much easier job to play because there's less space, and Darien, there's not as many receivers. They're not running as far around you on the boundary, so normally quarterbacks don't target it, but Marsili got his opportunity there.
Blocked. Punt is blocked by the Rams.
Back on.
Dallas George blocked it. But I think they're saying that Darien is getting the ball.
It got blocked and went past the first down marker, and then Jack Hanley recovers it, and it'll be a Darien first down.
Wow. Yeah, recovered by Darien. So Dallas George was in on there to get the block, and just like that, the New Canaan defense has got to go right back out there. So a heads-up play by the Darien special teams there. There we go. A little change now from Darien. So, yeah, will be blue wave ball.
Good job from the captain, Hanley, and that's an unorthodox 4th down conversion, but it still works for the stat sheet. That'll boost the percentage a little bit.
Maybe the rare time where the block was the worst thing that could have happened there if you're New Cannings. Now, defense got to go right back out there.
I mean, Darien's usually 56% give or take from 4th down. There you go.
Handoff to Bertel.
Espo just crushed him.
Esposito. You can lay it down on defense too. I mean, think of him as the offensive guy putting his shoulder down, but he's not afraid to lay down some hits as well.
He's popped him with the left shoulder. That was tough. It looks like he kind of just threw a punch, but with the shoulder, I mean, totally legal. But Bertel took a tumble there. Look at the replay here.
Take a look at this.
Right here.
Oh, man.
Sheesh.
Right on the middle of the chest plate there. So 2nd and 10. Again, shift from New Canaan. Lane's just going to keep this one. Everyone on that Rams team driving down, and it's just so tough to get rushing yards in this New Canaan front 7.
And here's the thing, is that we know that Chase Lane runs, and we know this is a run-first offense, but at a certain point, you're down 25-0. You got to start taking some throws. You got to start taking some shots. You know, you got to be aggressive a little bit. Run some mesh concepts. Get some natural picks across the middle of the field. Maybe a guy will get open.
Yeah.
You know, take a shot. Try to get Vinny Miranda on the screen pass over the middle where the line runs out and you get blockers downfield. He scored on a 68-yard touchdown against Massac. That was the difference in that game. And Vinny Miranda, I don't think, has touched the football in this game.
3rd and 9. Lane will drop back. He's looking deep, using his legs, rolling right. Now fires that one, and it's caught. Nice job by Darien there. They're going to go tempo. There you go. Vinny Miranda on the catch there. Now he has a touch. Good call there, Owen. Darien moving it up, moving the chains, and they're tempoing. Going to the line of scrimmage quick.
Are we sure these headsets aren't connected upstairs?
It might be. Take a look here. It's a nice job. Lane, I mean, he thought he was going to run it at some point, but then looking downfield. So 1st down, straight handoff to Levine. Not much here.
But, Owen, you talk about it. Darien definitely needs to start throwing this ball and fast. I mean, you know, sure, you can mix in the run here and there.
Of course.
But you need to start throwing the ball. You know, we talked about that one game earlier, the 2016 Turkey Bowl.
Yeah.
New Canaan was throwing the ball left and right in that one. They weren't running it up the gut. They weren't running it to the outside. They were throwing it.
Yeah.
And they also pulled a lot of trick plays. I think they had a hook and ladder in there or something. So you have to, you know, try and catch New Canaan off guard, because you are not going to beat them, as we have seen this entire game. You're not going to beat New Canaan running just strictly normal passing or running offense.
Yeah, Lane goes down in the backfield. I think that was Ryan Brooks in there. Already has the touchdown, then getting in there with a sack.
He was lucky to hold on to that football, too. It was kind of out with one hand. He's able to tuck it back in. You'll see on the replay. I mean, just, swarmed from behind by Brooks. But going back to the passing, what is a big proponent, I think, that Darien should be doing, something you see a lot in the West Coast style offense, the quick passes to tire out those linebackers and everything, and then the run game opens up. They're trying to run first, then shoot downfield. It's not going to work like that, especially against this Ram defense.
Oh, dropping back, heavy pressure. That one looks to be intercepted, and it is a turnover forced by the New Canaan defense. And just like that, Darien, it goes from bad to worse for the Rams.
Yeah, Stone Milligan on that pick. He's honestly not really on the defensive side very much for the Rams. He's kind of, he's the nickel back for the Rams right now, because Charlie Koch is out with an injury. And Milligan comes in and gets an interception. Normally he's playing special teams, and he's phenomenal in special teams. He actually he blocked a field goal or a PAT last year in that Newtown game, but you don't normally see him on the defensive end. And just with these injuries to McInerney and to Koch, Milligan gets his shot and does not let it go to waste.
And that's the problem with what I was saying. You get 2 runs for no yards, then you have to take a shot, and then mistakes are going to happen.
There's a quick pass. There's Valente, tight end again. Little catch there. And yeah, going back to that interception. Nice job by Stone Milligan. I mean, PJ's brother was a great player for this Rams team a couple years ago. Won a state championship. What was that, a 2022 team, right?
I guess, the 2022 fall, Yeah. And he had that pick 6 against Wilton. It was 99 yards, I think. That was a crazy play. I watched that one live. But Tucker Milligan, a phenomenal athlete. He came back. He had a shoulder injury. He came back for the Turkey Bowl his senior year, and he was all over the place in that one too.
Moultrie got the handoff there. Reeser on the tackle, and will bring up a 3rd and 5 now for New Canaan on their own 16. So Darien still shifting some bodies over to that right side to get on Heagle.
Chris Thurlow's in coverage on Heagle here in the slot. That's a speed advantage for the Rams.
Yeah, we'll see if New Canaan will try and target that, taking as much time as possible. Try and milk the clock. Hoffman, he's going to look deep to that far side towards Reed, and that one incomplete. Almost a one-handed snag. That would have been something from Matt Reed, but falls incomplete. We'll bring up 4th and 5, and imagine Perticello and the punt team come out, which they will.
I feel like it's been forever since Perticello's had to come on and punt, but the sticky coverage from McGarren there. I mean, it may be a step for Reed that time, and it's a good thrown ball from Hoffman, but tough coverage there from McGarren.
Yeah, and Reed, a great athlete, Holy Cross lacrosse commit, so he would have been teammates with Chase Lane had Lane not flipped the commitment, but great athlete.
Perticello, low-driven kick. We'll see if we can get a good roll on this one. Like earlier, roll a little back. So Darien will start with it in New Canaan territory, about the 48-yard line of New Canaan. And I guess the question, for Dariano, and are they going to get points? I mean, it seems like nothing's been going well for this offense. You got to get something now.
Well, I don't know. If they score 4 straight touchdowns and New Canaan doesn't score, I'm only 1 point off from my prediction of 28-24. So you never know. No, I'm just no, Darien.
You need the points first.
You need at least one.
Darien has to do what I was saying before, and I think start with quick passes and then go to the long runs. Don't try to run it up the gut against Ryan Francis, against Liam Bortel. It's a size mismatch, and Francis has been driving the center Thomas Cavolo back all game long. You got to do the quick passes, and then that'll tire out linebackers and open up the run game. And I think that's hopefully what Coach Amon, offensive coordinator, does for Darien here, but we'll see.
McGarren, slight motion. Lane dropping back. He's looking downfield. Pressure from Ladley. The Rams, they're going to fall on him. You see, I think the ref's just going to blow his whistle, not try and risk anything. It's Mike Harris back there along with Jack Kroll.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And it was Grayson Ladley who got the initial pressure. Lane was trying to go deep, and Ladley got back there and wrapped up initially. And sure, Lane was able to break the tackle, but in between that time, it allowed Michael Harris to just get his hands on Lane, and Lane looked like he was going to try and shovel it out to Bortel, but that probably would not have been a good play either for the Blue Wave. And Jack Kroll came in there, and then referees just called forward progress after Lane was getting wrestled back and forth.
And that's a huge loss. That's if he takes the initial sack, he's better off rather than breaking it and then getting swarmed again. So maybe see pressure off the edge from Hierman here.
Ended up being a loss of 9 there. Low snap. Lane almost fell on it. He was going low. You see Hickey chasing down Lane. Tries to get a hurdle. Oh, man. Ball is out. It's picked up. New Canaan's running this back. Stone Milligan. Are you kidding me? Stone Milligan. Touchdown, New Canaan. Flags are on the field. Not sure who that will be against, but as it stands, Stone Milligan just ran that back for a touchdown. But we got to await the flags right now.
Well, Chase Lane saying he's down. Offensive lineman Brady Harwick saying he is down as well. There's one flag as the fumble is happening, another on the return. There's a lot to unpack here. Chase Lane just trying to get too fancy, trying to hurdle a guy on a broken play.
Yeah, that is not even nearly the best move at this stature of the game. Just run out of bounds.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens if it could be offsetting or.
I was watching, the highlight reel from the New Canaan Turkey Bowl in 2021, I guess it was, and Darien tried to hurdle again, and I think it was the next play maybe Dylan Murray had an interception, so hurdles at Dunning Field are not good fortune.
So it looked like there was a hold on New Canaan, but a chop block on Darien. So refs are talking this over. Coach Marinelli right now. I think they want to know if the point's going to stand or not.
Defense is on the field.
Yeah, I think what it's going to be is it's going to be a spot. We'll see. Holding, and they're going to offset, and then there's a chop block, or the penalty's declined, and then So
the hold was before the fumble, and then the chop block was afterwards on New Canaan.
Yes.
And
so it'll be offensive possession for New Canaan at the spot of the fumble.
Yeah. I mean, just take a look at this. I mean, first of all, Chase Lane almost landed on like directly on his head and neck. So like it looked really bad at first, but
Stone Milligan forces the fumble and picks it up, by the way. And then he's got the pick last time. He's having a heck of a 5 minutes.
Yeah. So take the points off the board for the Rams, but they will still have the ball. And, I mean, that is that defense. I'm sure Chris Silvestri's smiling down there, Peach. I mean, seems to be probably the happiest guy. When his defense is forcing turnovers, he's, you know, he can't beat that. So it will be Hoffman.
I think you can't get too content yet. I mean, we talked about it earlier. New Canaan was able to come back with basically just the fourth quarter.
Oh, look at that little almost trickery there. Went backwards to Hegel. That will stand as a little backwards lateral there. And, I mean, PJ, we've called a lot of Rams games. The playbook today has been phenomenal. We've never seen almost any of these.
Yeah, wide open. And, you know, down the stretch with a team like this, I think you got to start going and pulling out these plays. And sure, they've had an entire 2 weeks to really put their heads down and, you know, kind of make some magic happen on some plays. I'm sure Coach Nugent, that was an emphasis during that little gap. But, you know, you have such a phenomenal senior class this year that down the stretch you only have at a maximum 3.5 more games
going
left
deep
with these guys. So.
Esposito turns around and makes the catch. McGarren gets beat down there by the senior captain, and Esposito's having himself a day, and this is too easy for New Canaan.
Yeah, nothing Ryan McGarren could do on that play. Andrew Esposito, just such a great athlete, and perfect ball from Maddox Hoffman. You know, back shoulder. Esposito is able to turn around. We'll take another look at it again.
Yeah, he was
perfect spiral.
One-on-one at the top, and the adjustment is amazing. It's what they teach you when you're catching a fly ball in baseball, to flip your head around. So he takes his eye off that football and then is able to relocate it and put the hands up for an amazing gain. And that's staple Andrew Esposito, really. And we'll come back on the field now. This might be, I don't see Maddox Hoffman.
Yeah, it could be a jumbo, but
I think we're getting a timeout. Yeah, there's it was going to be a delay game if they didn't.
Yeah, but it looks like that jumbo package was coming out for the Rams. Maybe give Esposito at least one. You know, he had 4 last year, so get him on the score sheet regarding the jumbo. But, and domination from New Canaan so far. Still a quarter left. But if Darien's got to do something, then it's got to be quick. And, you know, we've talked about pretty much the whole game, the whole day, the importance of this game, but it means a lot, especially for the senior captains. And we sat down with some of the senior captains on both teams just to talk about the importance of this game and what it means to them.
You know, I think it's very special because we're not only playing for our team, we're playing for our town. There's a lot of history behind this game. We know a lot of these guys, so when we line up against them Thursday, it's a big deal for us.
Yeah, I think it's just like the tremendous history that this game has behind it. Like, it's two great teams coming together and like battling it out on Thanksgiving. It's awesome. And then like.
Welcome back, right, jumping in, Andrew Esposito on the jumbo. And that one close, might be down about the 1 or 2 yard line there from the jumbo set.
Yeah, and I think just going back to that deep play from Espo over McGarren, Darien, coaching staff, everyone really in the state, take this as a lesson. You cannot play Andrew Esposito in single coverage. I don't care who you have on your team. They're going to call him short, but we have seen twice now. Darien had him in single coverage on O'Malley on that one post route, and Espo mossed him, and then that one against McGarren just now. And Maddox Hoffman is coming into his own as a quarterback for New Canaan, and with that comes Andrew Esposito getting even better passes, even better balls, and I mean, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with come playoffs.
Yeah, still a junior, too. He's got all the next year to throw to the other receivers on this squad.
Yeah. So here we go, Esposito. Third time is the charm for the jumbo package. Andrew Esposito almost untouched, walking that into the right side. And pending this extra point here, could be 32-0 for the Rams. And a perfect Thanksgiving day so far for New Canaan, not so much for the Blue Wave.
Maybe it's the different jersey is what's helping him.
Maybe.
But, I mean, a phenomenal run from Esposito. You see the block on the outside by Hickey. He's able to seal it. And New Canaan, I mean, when they come out in the jumbo and you have probably the best athlete in the state back there, and some of the best linemen in the state. I mean, you have a guy in Henry Reagan who's already committed to Dartmouth, as Aurora will boot that one through the uprights, but you have a D1 committed lineman in Reagan. You have a guy with several Division III offers who might even be your best lineman in Delicata, and you have a guy with several Division I offers in Furman, among several other great interior offensive linemen like Baker Cantor and Peter Brandt. It is nearly impossible to stop a run, let alone New Canaan just trying to get 1 yard on the goal line. It is nearly impossible.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're Darien, regarding playoff chances, gotta hope. We're doing some checking right now, see if Maloney's still up in their game. Is there any update on that?
I'm not getting anything right now.
Okay. Yeah, because that would be big, as mentioned earlier. Maloney
I
win.
think Maloney is up 21-7.
21-7
at the halftime. They just ended the first half there.
So that's good news for Darien. That's
Bowl,
good
yeah.
news for Darien, despite being down right now 32-zip. But game isn't over, guys. Game is not over.
No.
34-0 was the deficit last year, which, like I mentioned, the 34 points, 31 points, now 3 straight Turkey Bowls where Darien has given up 30 points or more. And pending, any other type of score for New Canaan
like
here.
there's
There's
a new
Jason
returner,
DeMonch on the return.
Yeah, DeMonch, new returner back there for the wave, and we'll get that one just outside of the 20 for this New Canaan defense. Will take the field. They forced turnovers in the last 2. Stone Milligan interception, then fumble recovery. And, maybe you can get another one on this one from Milligan, or another turnover forced by New Canaan. But Darien, the story has been, I feel like Chase Lane, he's been running a lot. We knew he was going to run a lot, but sometimes when you get those passing lanes open, they have been working on some of the deeper passes, but I just don't think it's happening enough, especially for the Blue Wave.
No, yeah, absolutely. And going back to the kickoff return, that was the best one of the day, I think, for Darien.
Yeah.
They put in Jason DeMonch, the corner and the DB, who's only got 2 catches on the year, but he's a track captain, so he's got the speed. They had a track captain in last year as their returner, in Thomas Hall, so they like to do that a lot.
He'll be the handoff. Nice tackling by New Canaan. Kroll, Harris over there, and they're not even really celebrating too much now. This is just business as usual for that front 7.
It's regular, as my friend Pep likes to say. But no, this New Canaan defense, I think they're just so used to it. And sure, they were celebrating in the early parts of the game when it was a lot closer and the tensions were high. And now, if you look over at that Darien sideline and those Darien bleachers, it is empty. There is no sort of energy over there. New Canaan still has a full student section, which is a surprise for a game that's 32-0 and after halftime.
Yeah. Lane's going to drop back. Heavy pressure, trying to get that over on the wheel route to Levine. But, again, the Darien offensive line is having a tough time trying to contain the Rams D-line.
Yeah, before that play, too, Ryan Gately, who was in at left guard, kind of gingerly walking off the field. I think he got hurt on the Esposito touchdown run before. They try another wheel route here. Hierman in coverage. He leads the team in sacks, but he can play off ball a little bit. And man coverage on Levine. Pass unable to be completed. But Brady Harwick now in at left guard. Right guard now. They'll put James Dionisio in at left guard. So some switch on the O-line here.
Yeah.
And hopefully Gately is okay to at least play on the defensive side of the ball.
So 3rd and 13. Lane's by himself in the backfield. Little blitz there with Brooks coming up. Lane fires that one downfield. Oh, almost picked off. Andrew Esposito almost did a little you got Moss there over top, but will fall incomplete. And see what Darien will do here with 23 seconds left to go in the quarter, and it looks like the punt unit's coming out.
And Lane is, when he takes the snap, he rolls a lot. And he rolls both directions. He rolls to his right that time, so the strong side, and he throws a good one. Good coverage by Schwartz, obviously, or excuse me, Andrew Esposito, much taller than Miranda, who only stands at 5'10", and then you have Esposito, who's 6'3".
Yeah. And crazy vertical. I mean, basketball player. He's one of the lone guys who's dunking it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you
just
high
like
point.
me.
Yeah, just like you,
Yeah,
PJ.
good one.
And he high points that pass, and obviously get batted down 9 times out of 10. Darien will call time here.
So timeout by Darien. Just trying to end the third quarter with no blunders. I mean, last time that the punt unit, I don't know if it was last time or, in the last couple ones when the block happened, but it was actually recovered by Darien. They had enough for a first down there, but again, it was just strange. There's been 2 strange special teams plays today with that, and then the first punt, which no one knew was going on for a minute.
Oh, you mean that one? And then there was the other one, which was going to be
a fake punt.
A fake, and then there was a timeout.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
And then, not to mention Darien's kickoff struggles as well.
Don't expect a fake punt here, though.
Yeah. Unless.
Yeah. I was about to say that.
So Heagle, the lone man back, standing at his own 40. That one will be short. That one will be down. Good field position again for New Canaan, about the 47-yard line. Darien 47, so already plus field position for the Rams with 13 seconds left to go in the quarter.
That's been a huge difference maker, the field position. You see Darien start and end a lot of their drives inside their own 20 versus New Canaan starting a lot of their drives past the halfway point of the field and then ending in the end zone. So it's definitely been a big proponent of the score of this game. 32-0 New Canaan. It's not 7-0.
Not 7. If someone's just tuning in this second, oh man, it's 7. No,
Darien
it's 32.
Darien wishes, but no, 32-0.
Eagle, nice spin in the backfield, still on his feet. Nice gain, about 12 there from Benny Heagle. And of course, a couple injuries for New Canaan in this game. Coming into it, was James McInerney, who's not playing. Stein got hurt early on in the first quarter after a couple of handoffs, and then Charlie Koch, who not too sure what happened, but he's not in his pads and he's in the street clothes on the sideline. As we enter the fourth quarter, you see all the players putting their 4s up, get the crowd put the 4s up, and 12 minutes away from another New Canaan Turkey Bowl victory. I guess you can't confirm it until it's really over, but definitely looks to be in favor of the Rams right now, barring an unbelievable comeback.
Yeah, and just speaking about the injuries, it looks like Stein is on the sideline, not in his pads. He's on crutches, so not a good sign for the Rams. And unfortunate for him, but at least he's here. I mean, when Esposito got hurt, he wound up at the hospital. So I guess good that he's not out.
Yeah, he's able to, at least stand there, support the team. And New Canaan's going to hope he's back for the playoffs. But, I mean, he got hurt on New Canaan's second drive. And he's still, but New Canaan's still able to put up 32 points without Henry Stein, who has near 1,000 yards on the season.
Yeah, so it will be a 1st and 10 for the Rams. Hoffman will pitch that one to Jeff Moultrie. So right now, some flags in the field. We have East Gall on the sideline down there with a former Darien player. That's Connor Lane down there. So Neve, take it away.
I'm with Connor Lane, a former Darien Blue Wave football player who now studies at the United States Military Academy at West Point. Connor, how special is it to come back to Dunning Field on this Thanksgiving Day where you played so many years ago?
It's awesome being back, here to watch my brother Chase and just see the whole community come out. It's awesome to see all my old friends, old teachers, coaches, all of that. Just awesome to be back and see the whole community show out.
Thank you so much. I can tell it means a lot to you.
15-yard penalty. Thank you, Neve. And with the penalties there, we'll set the Rams back a little bit. So 1st and 25 from about midfield for New Canaan. So not the most ideal start of the fourth quarter. Then you look at the score and say, oh, they're up 32. So shouldn't be too much, as Hoffman will throw a quick one to Benny Heagle. Only get about 2 yards there if he's lucky, and bring up a 2nd and 23.
It's nice that Connor Lane's here, supporting his younger brother who's playing quarterback. And Connor was a wide receiver on the football team a few years ago. Big memory of Connor Lane was Neve and I actually calling a Brian McMahon Darien game at 3 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah, heard about it.
And Connor Lane wins the game with a minute left on a 4th and 25 prayer to the end zone toe tap touchdown back at Darien High School. So that's a big memory for Neve and I.
Why was it 3 o'clock on a Friday? That's my question.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know.
Oh, Benny Heagle wide open down there on some trickery. Still on his feet on the sideline. Benny Heagle, tough to see. Touchdown, New Canaan. Number 2 for Benny Heagle. And this lead is now 38 for the Rams. Domination in the 2025 Turkey Bowl.
And we talk about New Canaan being the best they've been in a long time. And it's fairly obvious now, up 38. Biggest lead in a long time. Hoffman can't place this football any better. And then shakes off O'Malley, who was an all-FCAC East cornerback last year, going to Washington and Lee. Finds himself sneaking into the pylon there. And they'll try to add one more here with Aurora.
I mean, New Canaan has been phenomenal today. I don't think that there's a lot really more to say about them. I think that this performance is probably their best of the year. I think New Canaan came out to play. They came out and they have just punched Darien in the face repeatedly. Every single time Darien thinks that they've got a little boost of momentum, right back at you. And New Canaan just touchdown after touchdown. I think it's 39-0. I think we're in running clock. That might be a first in Turkey Bowl history. Maybe, I'm not sure. Gonna have to go back to the record book.
The stats and research
in
department.
In recent history, at least it is.
Our research is able to go back to 2004 definitively.
Right.
And the Turkey Bowl history is obviously 29-1 in New Canaan's favor, but 39-0. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
In the past 7 wins that New Canaan has had in the streak, there's been 3 shutouts, and right now we're on pace for a 4th in 8 wins, which is absolutely abysmal for this Darien team. And you have weapons and you have playmakers, and for the first half of the first quarter, it looked so good, and I was unable to keep up that way, and New Canaan just running away with everything right now.
Yeah, so I think this one has officially surpassed last year in terms of dominance for the Rams. As return on that left side, flag coming in from the back judge over there is Levine on the return.
It doesn't feel like it's the same sort of dominance as last year, though, because Darien had moments. They had more chances, I feel like, than last year. And they honestly have made less crucial mistakes. They've obviously had mistakes, but they haven't had, the fumble inside the 5. You had your interception. You had Chase Lane hurdling or attempting to hurdle Stone Milligan over there, who's had a great game defensively, obviously forced fumble and an INT. But, look at this, running clock. And didn't see this last year in the pouring rain.
I wonder if that's a Turkey Bowl first, or at least in a long time. I mean, you always think of this game as, the close competitive game between these two, rivals, but running clock just showing, why New Canaan's the #1 team in the state and have this undefeated record to this point.
And just quickly, some good news for Darien, although I don't know if there is very much at this moment, but Maloney is leading now 28-7 after a pick 6 to open up the second half in the Stoddard Bowl up in Meriden. So gives Darien a little bit more life to try and squeeze into the playoffs. Of course, we are going to have to see how those bonus points crunch out. But Darien, I think if you're on that sideline and you hear this news, maybe you start saying your prayers now.
Lane will hand that one off early, and as it has been the whole game, the New Canaan defensive line pushing back on the O-line and getting nice tackles over there. It's Bortel.
Yeah, Bortel leads the team in total carries. Like we mentioned, he led the team in carries last year as a sophomore. And last Turkey Bowl, he had 10 total touches for 28 yards, but then 2 fumbles as well, which we talked about a lot. He's got 3 touchdowns on the year, but in the recent weeks, this run game has just been stifled every which way. It's only been Lane that has some success on the ground.
Will be another handoff. Nice tackle over there Tough to see numbers when you're all the way over there. But, you know, PJ for New Canaan, a couple new guys in for the Rams. And how about number 21, Nico Caruso?
Yeah, the Maine Maritime commit. We actually, I don't know if we looked at our commits in the pregame, but Maine Maritime, he just announced it on Tuesday night, as that was also Charles Cuesta who made that tackle. But Caruso, a great player. You know, he's really good on special teams, and he's grown up playing football in New Canaan, and all his hard work has paid off. Now heading off to Maine Maritime.
Yeah, Lane will keep this one on the quarterback draw, making a nice little cut there, and we'll have enough for a first down, gain of about 8 there.
And they convert on the third down, which I feel like hasn't happened in a while, but you know, clock still running, game's well out of reach. They're just trying to put some points on the board to avoid a shutout. And these guys could be playing their last game in their Darien uniforms.
So moving the chains for Darien. Lane in the gun will keep this one. Nice move, faking out Solert. He's going to throw it wide open for Darien on that far sideline. Something going on for the Blue Wave. Jancarelli chasing down there. It looks like it was Jimmy Benedict there on the catch, and biggest play of the game for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, that's something that they should have been running all game long. We saw something similar to that with New Canaan, where Hoffman faked the give to Moultrie. It looked like a normal option until he flung it out wide on a screen, I believe, to Hegel. Now it's kind of different. It's a fake, looks like an option, pop pass to Benedict, who instead of blocking goes down the sideline. That's a great play call, and I don't know why we haven't seen more of that today.
Yeah. So right back into the action. It's Bortel get that to the line of scrimmage, but that was a nice play. I mean, something from New Canaan's playbook, you know, where you see some trickery going on and faking everyone out, and that was a nice one for Darien. So the ball is on the 20, so in the red zone for the Blue Wave to try and get some points to at least get something on the board here.
And something here to notice is Patrick Calabro on the bottom of the screen one-on-one. He likes the deep shots in the end zone.
Lane, he's dropping, fires that one incomplete. Intended for McGarren, but a couple of Rams defensive backs in the end zone as well.
Something you'll notice a lot with Coach Amon is he has a lot of the receivers running the same routes towards the same side of the field. He likes the levels concepts, where you have different guys running the same routes at different parts of the field, one from 10 yards, maybe one from 18 yards. But there it looked like McGarren and Calabro kind of ran the same depth there, and you had people more in the area towards McGarren. Would have liked to see Calabro kind of on a post over the middle, and he's got 3 catches for 71 yards, so he's averaging almost 25 yards per reception.
So 3rd and 7. Ball's on the ground. McGarren drops that one. A couple of the Rams falling on top of him. Number 44, Bo Solert was the first one there, but another mistake.
Oh, wait, that's not even a fumble. That's just
that was incomplete. Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, it was on the touch pass across, but treated like a fumble. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so incomplete nonetheless. 4th and 7. No field goal here, Owen.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
No field goal. So Darien doing trying to get a little conversion going on.
Check out Benedict in the slot there. They got to cover Valenti on top as well.
Lane will drop back. He's looking to his right, trying to motion receivers down. Guess that one will be completed. Darien, nice hit over there by a couple of Rams. I went over to Miranda, so we'll stay alive for Darien, try and get some points here.
It's a good job from Lane extending the play there on 4th down, because you need that. But Miranda was open for a good amount of time before Lane decides to really throw this ball. But, I mean, nonetheless, it's going to move the sticks, and Darien the closest to cashing in since I feel like the field goal, missed field goal in the first.
Lane, he's looking to the wheel on the far side. He's got McGarren and just overthrows him. And the problem continues for Lane. He cannot hit his receivers. McGarren is holding his head there. He's just upset. And if you're New Canaan, you're trying to keep the shutout alive, but it probably should have ended right there.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the most open.
Canaan got lucky,
yeah.
The most open that any receiver's been for Darien all game long, and maybe besides the missed wheel route to Jeffers earlier in this game. But that's a throw you can't miss if you're Chase Lane. Your eyes can't, go big and get excited, but it's tough for the Blue Wave.
So Lane's just going to hand this one straight up the gut, and there it is, touchdown for Darien. It's Rowan Levine. So the shutout is no more. Darien gets on the board with the touchdown. Try and extend it with the PAT, maybe go for 2, but regardless, still 39-6. But Owen, touchdown for Darien, get some points on the board.
Touchdown for Darien, and it's Rowan Levine, so his 5th total touchdown on the year. He's had 2 on the ground, or 3 on the ground now, and 2 receiving, so make it 5. We highlighted him before the game. It's a good run from him. Makes a couple guys miss on his way to the end zone, and Gannon Collins on for the PAT.
So extra point.
That one almost got blocked.
Yeah, up and good over the added bleachers. So 39-7, still in favor of New Canaan. Might be one more drive. Could be one last drive for the Rams. You got to imagine backups might be in. Maybe we'll see Quinn Jens, who has a passing touchdown this game. That was a crazy play earlier, but he might get the final reps for what could be the final drive for New Canaan.
Yeah, and I'm just going to step in here and do some more updates around the league. So Fairfield Ludlow is playoff bound. They beat Fairfield Ward 35-2.
Wow.
I guess there was a safety or something. You think that's a scoregami? That might be.
Yeah, high school football?
Probably.
And the history
well,
of high school
no,
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, every score has happened in high school football.
Yeah.
Maloney is still up 28-7 on Platt.
All right.
So that's good for Darien. And then Amity is down 17-6 to Shelton. So that is better, also good for Darien, because it's the winner of the Stoddard Bowl, Amity, and playoff spot now. And Darien with the loss, it doesn't look good, but I mean, yeah, anything could happen.
Yeah. So we'll be booted away. It's Doyle and Milligan that are both back there for the Rams, but it'll go short. I think it's Dallas George is taking a knee on it. So 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. This edition of the Turkey Bowl. We'll see who New Canaan will send out there, but as I said, might be the backups in the second string, so it looks like it will be.
They're calling for Luke Williams.
See offensive coordinator Jimmy Nugent made his way down from the press box up top. He's helping out on the sideline as he was towards the end of the first half.
Look in the backfield. We got Big Scat, Ben Scott.
Ben Scott, NCTV zone.
NCTV zone, exactly. Used to be on Football Crew. And we call him Scat because he looks just like Cam Scataboo with his buzz cut. And he's got kind of the similar frame.
Yeah.
But a short, hard-nosed runner.
Ben Scott getting that one for a couple. It's always good, you know, in late game situations, it hurts for one team that you're getting blown out, but it's always good to see the winning team when you get, the second string guys in there as well. Jens was getting his play call from the sideline, now rushing over to the huddle. So it was a gain of 1 for Scott. As clock just rolling down, play clock at about 5 seconds for Jens. Play action, he's going to throw that one far outside on the wide receiver screen. Looks like that's the brother of Andrew Esposito. That's Cole Esposito.
Also
NCTV zone. So we're really getting our reps here in the last couple minutes of this game. But Andrew's brother Cole, who could be a future star for this New Canaan team, Paige.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. Also a basketball player in the winter. So those two very similar kind of players, both very shifty, very athletic. But only one has ever done NCTV.
That's Cole's only second catch of the year.
Yeah.
Does doing NCTV make Cole a little bit better than Andrew in your book, PJ?
I don't know. Andrew is going to Villanova, so
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. What is it, like your birthday today or something too?
I don't know. Maybe.
So 3rd and 3, Jens. Little motion to left side.
Like someone
delay
jumped,
game.
I want to say.
Delay game, yeah. Play clock at 0 at least, and that will send the Rams back 5. 3rd and 8. See you over on the far side over there near the barrier, all the student section for New Canaan. Looks like they'll be ready to rush this field when the clock's hit 0. a little less exciting when it's 39-7 rather than maybe like an overtime victory.
Yeah.
But
Or
nonetheless.
like you've seen a few years ago with the batted down Hail Mary.
Right.
Or
yeah. Or the one when they rushed premature and
had to get off the field and yeah.
Actually, NCTV's own Caden Leslie was in there. I remember seeing him go in.
Yeah. Short handoff again from Ben Scott. The clock will go under 1 minute, but it will be 4th and 9. So see if the Rams will just punt this one away, and pretty much we'll be set with this game here. So it looks like Perticello in the punt unit to come out one last time.
It's going to be Alex Marisi on to return. I don't think they were expecting a punt here, so now they're going to have the safety go back and return this kick.
So Perticello, Marisi back there. It's going to have a nice little roll. It will be downed. Still rolling a little bit, about the 32. That will get downed. 13 seconds left, the clock will stop. So one last play. But the vibes are high here at Dunning Stadium in New Canaan for what will be yet another victory in the Turkey Bowl, and the streak will continue for the Rams. 8. Can you imagine? That's crazy.
That's 2 straight different. I have to think about 2 different high school tenures of Darien not being able to storm the field after a Turkey Bowl win.
Crazy. I mean, from the time from 2013 through 2016, New Canaan won 4 state championships, never beat Darien in the Turkey Bowl. And now, I mean, if you're a senior like my brother in 2016, and you see every other team beat Darien in the Turkey Bowl, you got to feel a little upset about that. But I mean, just shows how dominant this team truly is.
That one batted it down.
Bo Salert getting the little bat down there.
Yeah, wait, so
clock's going to stop.
Your brother was the last team to lose Darien, and now he's has a job.
Yeah,
and
pretty
does
much.
taxes.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so that team, 4 state titles. I mean, some of the best New Canaan teams as well, but Darien always had their number. Even though they did beat them in the state title game those 2 times, 13 and 14.
Even going back to then when Darien beat New Canaan in 2013, 2014. They lost to them in state, so Darien hasn't beat New Canaan twice in the same season in a very long time.
So it should be the final play. Out to the far side. The clock's hit 000. Students are waiting. They're trying to rush.
Oh, the police aren't letting them now.
Now they are. And here come the New Canaan students out on the field. And that is your final. New Canaan, 8 straight, 39-7 over Darien. Dominance in the Turkey Bowl for what now seems like a regular occurrence, and it's all too familiar for both sides. The end result, still both meet in the middle, but to be determined. It could be Darien again Tuesday night. It's looking like that might be the scenario.
Well, not necessarily. I mean,
it could.
It could. It's possible, but we're gonna have to see. So
there is a very good chance that we could be back on Tuesday, Darien playing New Canaan again. I mean, maybe a sign of hope if Darien's able to get in as the 8th seed and play here. The last 2 years, I should say, demolished in the Turkey Bowl.
Yeah.
But then in states, it was close.
Right.
Last year, they only lost by 14. The year before, they lost by 7 in the state finals, and that's after they were up 28-14 or 21-7, I think, for a little bit. Just unfortunate for Darien, and it's been the same story the past 8 years. They're going home with a loss. There's been games that have been close. There's games that have been blowouts, and then there's games like this where it's pure New Canaan conquering and standing their ground here at home in a 39-7 victory.
Yeah, so all New Canaan, I mean, PJ, vibes are at an immaculate level, right? You're going into playoffs undefeated. You're the #1 team in the state. You take down your rival by 32. I mean, what are these guys feeling right now?
I think it's a lot of excitement, but I think also, right, it's you're back out on Tuesday for another game against what could be Darien. It could be, it's looking like Maloney is ahead in that one, still 28-7 last I checked. and Amity is down big, so it looks like they might be out of it. But it looks like it's going to be between Darien and Maloney. So we could very well see this same matchup on Tuesday night here at Dunning once again, and maybe us three will be back here. You never know, but I think both of these sides are really, Darien, they're kind of just hoping that their season's not over. New Canaan, they're ready for more. They showed that they were ready for whatever anyone had to throw at them, and that they want to be known as the best team in the state, in state history, New Canaan history.
Yeah, so great performance again from New Canaan. We'll take one last look at the highlights from this game. Again, there's a 32-point win from the Rams, but we have all the shots from the game. So we'll start early on in the first quarter. This was the one moment of hope here, Owen, for Darien.
Yeah, seriously, and I mean, they started it off with a bang, and Jeffers kind of leans towards the left, right in the curl as he reaches out for that one. They don't score a touchdown, but then they try the field goal attempt. They miss. First time in 2 years they attempted one, and not the best there for Darien. Then Stein makes the big run on the second play of the game, and then he's hurt. So Jeff Moultrie comes back in, and we're going to cut to the field now. There is
last thing there was that was the Ryan Brooks touchdowns. That really opened the seal off as both teams meeting in the middle. So we're going to take a quick pause for the festivities at midfield, and we'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Coaches who build proud traditions for their respective schools, traditions that continue to inspire both programs to this day. We are honored to have Brian Sikorsky, son of Coach Joe Sikorsky, here with us this morning to present the Coaches Memorial Trophy to the winner of this year's Turkey Bowl, the New Canaan Rams. Students from Darien Athletic Foundation for the great broadcast and work on the video scoreboard. Once again, this is Terry Canaan, and on behalf of the New Canaan Football Program and New Canaan High School, a sincere thank you all for joining us today. Happy Thanksgiving and safe travels home.
So coming back up from midfield, and PJ, the MVP award is given out. No surprise for who got it.
Yeah, Maddox Hoffman, we missed it. It was during the highlights that we were just running. So Maddox Hoffman won the player MVP for the winning side, New Canaan, and then Darien, it was Ryan Gately, who was also phenomenal. He was all over the place for Darien, but Hoffman, I mean, all those passing touchdowns. He had that receiving touchdown. I think that might have done it in, but he was throwing the ball left and right, up and down, and with the injury to Stein, that was what he needed to do, and he stepped up and made a phenomenal adjustment, and knew that he had to kind of clutch up in this moment, and that's what he did.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what great players do, and that's what Maddox Hoffman has done all year long. He's thrown for about 1,400, a little more yards now. Neve will be interviewing him, hopefully. Julia, will be interviewing just in a moment, but yeah, he was slinging the rock. He caught the one passes. The wind is
crazy up here.
Crazy when the doors are open.
Yeah. So right now we actually do have Maddox down there with Julia DiGiacomo. Julia.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Maddox Hoffman, the MVP of today's game. Maddox, you had an amazing performance. What was your mindset coming into today's game?
I mean, we had a good game plan, and we got a great team and great culture, and I think that's what really sets us apart. And yeah, that's about it.
What does winning the Turkey Bowl with this team mean for you?
I mean, it means a lot, and it's a good start to Thanksgiving. So I mean, we just wanted to keep the streak alive, and now it's 8 in a row. So yeah.
Thanks, Maddox. That's all for me. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Julia, and again, a great game from Maddox, really emerging himself as a star quarterback, but a little promise, too, when you think about it from the throw from Quinn Jens, just regarding that whole play was phenomenal. We can probably take another look at that one because that was one of the best trick plays I think New Canaan's ever ran. You see, out to Jens, that was the little fake right there, right? Get everyone up.
You see on the backside, it was Gately who got the initial pressure, and he kind of gave up on the play. And Esposito, he pulled, I think maybe it was McGarren or maybe O'Malley, one of the two defensive backs from the outside. You see the celebration, but he pulled the defensive back out,
Yep.
and nobody is on that side. The edges, everyone on the inside, on the D-line, all kind of gave up on the play.
Yeah.
And it left Hoffman wide open with 5 huge linemen running down the field blocking for him.
Yeah, and all it took was the one you mentioned, that fake, the one look across the field with Esposito streaking across from Jens to open up that opportunity for Hoffman to catch it on the far side and then run down into the end zone for 6. And, I mean, it's no surprise he really got the MVP. I mean, you do something like that, then you throw for a bunch of touchdowns. It's gonna be you. So it was a great game from the junior quarterback for the Rams today.
Yeah, and PJ, I mean, as for New Canaan, there were some injuries today, right? You had Stein go down. We have Koch going down. We don't really know what is up with Koch necessarily. Obviously, Stein went down with kind of that leg, ankle, in that range.
It looked like his ankle-foot region. But I think, we had just coming into this game, right, we were talking about the injuries and how there were guys like James McInerney, Shane Whartonby, Esposito had been out, but he's back, and guys like that. And it was that next man up mentality, right? Luke Giancarelli hops in, and he plays well on the defensive end. And you've got Grant Hickey on the defensive line, who's 4th or 5th on the team in tackles. And, it's that next man up mentality for the Rams that they have had throughout the season that they're going to need coming playoffs if Stein and Koch can't go.
Yeah, so I think we have some scores to update very quickly around the league, see what's going on. So St. Joe's, the Rumble in Trumbull. Look at that one. St. Joe's 35-0. Greenwich 33-19. Staples on Staples. Maloney 28-7 on Platt. So good news if you're a Darien fan. And then Fairfield Ludlow, obviously you mentioned that one earlier, getting that 35-0 win against Ward. So coming right from that, we'll go back to the highlights from earlier. So I think we left off on the all right, we'll replay it from the Brooks touchdown. And PJ, that was something from Ryan Brooks. Never seen wheels from that from him.
Yeah, Ryan Brooks, 5 catches, 5 touchdowns on the season. And
this 2-point play too.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
I mean, just Brooks and Jack Kroll, we normally were saying their name on defense on every single tackle, and instead it's on the offensive end this time, catching a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. As you see Esposito there, it was in the air that New Canaan got it done today. I think that was pretty obvious, and that's why kind of Maddox Hoffman got the MVP award.
Yeah.
But it was a great it was just a great game, as that's the weird punt play. Also looked like
that was crazy.
I don't know.
That was a weird play all around there.
I was like, what is going on?
Mitchell, I mean, if that play stood, this game would have been flipped on its head up to that point. I mean, look at the confusion just kind of from everyone here at Dunning. This was one of I think my favorite Hoffman throws of the day.
Yeah.
Right over Marisi in coverage there. Just throw it to the back pylon, let Hegel do the work, and that's what he did.
Yeah, and that was one to end the half. So that was the miss from Aurora. That was 18-0 at the half. And
there's the big run from Kroll here.
Yeah, the first play.
Yeah, that was like, I don't know why they're kicking it short. Kroll's going to make you pay. I mean, swipes away a tackler there, and then already inside the Darien 45-yard line, and they were setting up shop from within there easy. And then, of course, we just reviewed this one.
What a play that was.
Going back to Hoffman, who then
he had 4 blockers out in front, too. Perfectly drawn up.
Linemen.
He's got an entourage down the field.
Trucks Ryan McGarren at the end, too. Ryan McGarren did not fare well in that side of the that end of the field. This
is also
side of the field,
the
really
punt.
near that pylon.
The block punt that resulted in the Darien first down.
That was funny.
This was maybe their best play of the day. I don't know.
And there's
this was a nice one though.
This one was nice too.
It was a good throw.
Able to find Miranda, who I was mentioning needs to get the football, and he finally does right after I mention him. This is the interception though, and Milligan making a great play undercutting that ball. Maybe a rare underthrow from Chase Lane, and another play for Milligan here, and Chase Lane just trying to do too much.
Yeah.
And nearly a touchdown, if not for the penalties, and that was a wacky play as well.
Right.
Just a lot of strange plays throughout this Turkey Bowl. I mean, a big score too for New Canaan, a field goal away from 40 points on Darien. Esposito cashing in the same way he did 4 times last year.
Yeah, I mean, just domination from New Canaan start to finish. Ending it off, there was Benny Hegel getting a nice rush in. I mean, I guess you could argue he could be a potential MVP.
Yeah, I thought that they were going to give it to Benny Hegel. I think him and Hoffman were pretty close, and of course Hegel being a senior, he had 2 touchdowns on the day. He had a couple of really nice runs and big touchdowns. He made Hoffman look really good.
Yeah, so regardless, it's a great job by New Canaan. So they'll be awaiting that matchup on Tuesday night. Regarding this game, though, we cannot do it without the special crew that we had. I mean, there's so many people. Of course, us three in the booth, Julia, Claire, and Neve doing sideline. We got everyone else. We got Jason, our senior producer, Bracelyn Flood, TD, and Harrison Diltz graphics. Yeah, Len. Luke's has a party on replay. We had Everett doing our Twitter, or X, the Everything app. Skandar, sit down, everything. Skandar is doing everything. We can't do it without you, Skandar, so thank you. Obviously, we had Seabass, Sebastian Cebulski helping out on audio, Trevor Kisko doing camera, Nick P up there, Mr. Nick P, Sophia Sibilia also doing camera, Thomas Sullivan on field camera.
Sully.
Connor Day doing field. Of course, thank you to Roman Cebulski, our NCTV advisor, and, of course, Damon Andrew at DAF Media. We can't do it without both of those two guys and, everyone else. Of course, Tony Pesesnik, who is up here and helping out, and there's more. Jay Egan, of course, the AD, and PJ, take the rest of these.
Yeah, okay, so we got Jay Egan, New Canaan's athletic director, Danny Melzer, assistant athletic director, Jessica Hutter, also assistant athletic director, Dr. Brian Lutzy, he's superintendent of New Canaan Public Schools, Bill Egan, principal of New Canaan High School, Tony Siniknik.
The GOAT, everything.
Yeah, the GOAT, he also is everything. AV guy at New Canaan, Chris Manfredoni, I believe that is the Darien athletic director, and Justin Warzoha, the assistant athletic director, Bruce Ferguson, DAF superior head kind of guy.
There you go. Technical advisor.
Caden Leslie, he helped a lot with our graphics, and Thad Burley.
No turkey, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, his mom didn't make us turkey, but he was still a big help during setup and the whole process, and he actually edited that video giving thanks. So big shout out to Thad and Caden.
So that's it for our special thanks. Before we go, PJ,
happy birthday,
of
man.
course,
Come
18 on Thanksgiving. So, enjoy the rest of your day. You already started out with a nice little New Canaan victory. And, guys, Thanksgiving well spent. Good to be in the booth with both of you guys. Owen, might be seeing you on Tuesday. For all we know. Could be a repeat. But that is it on Thanksgiving Day. We hope everyone has a great rest of your day. We will be seeing you soon on NCTV. Goodbye, everyone.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club Platinum and Gold sponsors. We would like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Dr. William Fessler of Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile. You're in good hands. We thank Platinum sponsor Frangione Engineering. Are you planning on putting in a pool or an addition onto your house? Are you having drainage issues on your property? Frangione Engineering can help you find a solution. Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni Leo and Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927. Their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We thank Platinum sponsor Manfredi Jewels. Manfredi Jewels, your local official Rolex jeweler, is excited to continue carrying the finest jewelry and watch brands and welcome the New Canaan community into their newly renovated store. Go Rams! We thank Platinum sponsor Renaissance Partners, a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. We thank Platinum sponsor Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We also thank our Platinum sponsor Hoyt Livery for 30-plus years of service. We would like to thank our gold sponsor Club Sandwich, a family-owned deli right here in town, serving the New Canaan community since 1986. They are a proud supporter of the New Canaan community and all of our sports teams. We'd like to thank our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health, who proudly supports all New Canaan Rams athletes. Their team helps clients achieve their health goals through exercise, recovery, nutrition, and stress management. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. We thank our new gold sponsor, Levco. Levco is the premier provider of fuel, oil, propane, and HVAC solutions, serving thousands of homeowners across Fairfield and New Haven County. For the last 45 years, Levco has proudly served the residents of New Canaan with efficient and cost-effective fuel deliveries expert heating service, cooling service, and equipment replacement. Known for rapid emergency response, competitive fuel prices, and safe, reliable deliveries that keep homes comfortable year-round, Levco is the trusted choice for keeping your home safe and comfortable. We thank Gold sponsor Carnegie Prep, who, since 1986, has offered academic support for students and families in Fairfield County. Carnegie Prep prepares students to meet the challenges of standardized testing, academic classes, and college admission. We also thank Gold sponsor New Beauty and Wellness, a state-of-the-art luxury medical spa right here in town. They offer a broad range of skin, body, and medical services. Call for a consultation today. And we thank new Gold sponsor Wendy Wernerberg of the Hanlamore Kaplan team at William Ravis Real Estate. You can count on them to assist you with all of your real estate goals. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Go Rams!